Good evening, everyone. Welcome here on this beautiful championship. We are here for the Porsche Cup in about 10 minutes time. And as you can hear by my voice, I'm a bit lower and let's say I jumped a couple of notes in my usual voice. It's completely normal for now. But for tonight, it's going to be the Porsche Cup, and then it's going to be the King.de Pro Series. We will have the usual hour from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in which the PTT Porsche Cup will take place. And then we will move into the Nordschleife because the Pro Series is going to have the single round, the only single round in the series with the long Nordschleife circuit. And in the current standings, this is the situation in... Okay, does it work? Yes, it does. This is the current situation in... let me just refresh because I don't trust OBS. In the championship, Grand Carrera is ahead with 5,600 points. Abyss and Tema follows closely behind, only 80 points behind, and without a race being counted. Michael Frey is in third. Max Lorenz and Sasha Wagner complete top 5. And remember, for the Porsche Cup, this is... no, this is the Pro Series, apologies. This is the Porsche Cup price. There is a track day with a Porsche Cup, a real one, at the Silesia Ring in Poland. The winner of the championship will receive a fully paid track day, and for the other two in the podiums, there is going to be a trip for a Porsche Cup, round, if I remember correctly. And then in the King.de Pro Series, we've got... Oh, this is obviously... OBS has to refresh it every time. We got Garda Scarica, Amedeo Castellino and Eric Delfante being in the podium positions with the top 2 already 300 points or so ahead of all the chasers, with Eric Delfante being a bit in a bit of a no man's land, with Samir Foch and Sasha Fasner completing the top 5. This is the full standing up to the top 30, and as I spoiled earlier, this is the prize pool for the King.de Pro Series. The P1 in the championship receives a 2,500 euros voucher from Moza Racing. P2 receives a Metaphysics bundle from Nita Concepts, and P3 an Audace LCD JX pair of headset. Well, pair of headset is actually headset, but okay, I shouldn't have translated from Italian because it is a pair in Italian. But anyway, nothing too important there. For everyone else, there are obviously prizes in every championship that allow them to be exact. Let's just put the website in front of me so I don't make mistakes. There is a prize for practically every series but the Ring Speed in CCC and the LFM Duo Cup. And this is the full calendar of all the series with the GT3 and GT4 Multiclass, the Nordschleife Sprint Cup, the Temple of Speed Series, which takes place at Monza every single time, 30 minutes races, the ACC Drive Endurance, which takes place on Sunday, the M2 Championship, and then the GT4 Series, the GT3 Beginner Series, the Go Setups GT3 Sprint, and the Shinkmesh GT3 Series. All of these four series are held every day. And in terms of prices, as I'm seeing that I don't have the... Where did it go? Okay, apparently I lost the photo for a moment, but it's here in front of me now once again. This is the full price pool for all the series. We've got the Box 1 Racing in the GT4 series giving vouchers for P1 and a raffle. Temple of Speed for P1 gives a 3-month race engineer subscription, and again another raffle for 2 other lucky drivers. The GT3 Sprint Go Setups, the winner receives a 3-month subscription, and there is a raffle, 5 winners for a monthly subscription. Nita Concepts in the GT3 GT4 Multiclass, each class winner receives a win bundle. The Sigma GT3 series, the podium receives 3 different pair of gloves. Then we've got the Porsche Cup, as already mentioned. Then there is the PV M2 and the GT3 Beginner Series with an Academy key for the winner and 2 other lucky winners. And there is a raffle with 3 Academy keys for the Nordschleife Sprint Cup, and there is the usual ACC drive keys, 10 lifetime bundles for P1, P3. And this is the full situation. Now a couple of seconds that I get into the lobby. As I said, we're going to start with where I'm looking at. Let's put the standings at the moment for the Porsche Cup. These are the full standings. In the meantime, I will put myself into the lobby for the Spa Francorchamps round. Following at 8 o'clock as usual, there is going to be the Case King.D Pro Series, but remember, it's only going to be a single race because it's a Nordschleife, so it's not going to be a double round. Okay, let me put can I join through the link key? Yes, I can. Oh, wait, I have to. Oh, okay. Okay, now it works. Fantastic. Let me jump into the lobby as soon as possible, as qualifying should be starting in a few seconds actually. Okay, without the ACC drive HD, it is completely useless, everything. As qualifying actually just started, just when I joined the lobby. I just need to set a final thing up, and then we'll jump into the qualifying session. 12 minutes for our drivers, and then a 30 minutes session, which is without a pit stop. Since this procedure takes a bit of time. Oh no. Okay. Now it should be working. Let me just put correct camera, and we can go live in our black screen, as you can see. Okay, never mind. Rexy is currently on screen. Pascal Giro for Firefly Racing in currently being the first car of the whole 34. Yes, it's 44 cars at the moment, but actually I can see number 46. So this brings me into believing that it's going to be at least 36 drivers. At least 36 are the ones that joined the entry list. Doesn't mean that it's going to be 36 drivers obligatory. Now with the Porsche Cup, these cars are phenomenal. They are practically an evolution from the old Porsche Cup and from the road version that was effectively an evolution from the previous Porsche Cup, the 911. This is the 992 version of the Porsche Cup, which practically is the GT3. It is the very same car with the same chassis, the same engine, but completely different aero balance. As you can see, there is a lot less on the front and a way less aggressive rear wing, and the diffuser too, and everything else. Practically, it's a completely different car. Aerodynamically speaking, it's very much similar to the real street version counterpart, which is effectively the base from which this car takes place. It runs on real life in Michelin tires, but because of rights, it's going to be Pirelli tires here. Usually the Porsche Cup takes place during the F1 rounds. I don't think the championship is still going on. I think it's actually, if it's not over, I think only one round remains. I'll be honest, I don't follow the Porsche Cup in its entirety. But in any case, these races are always very, very fun. They usually take place just prior to the F1 rounds. They act like a support series. This is the worldwide one, and it's a spec series. So effectively, the only thing that changes is, speaking of spec series, this means I can take out the manufacturer column because it's, well, completely useless. Everyone is on the same car. In any case, we are on Spa. Still, before the renovation took place into Jackie X Corner, or No Name, that effectively brought the chance for the motorbikes to have a safer experience, because here there is also the endurance round for the World Endurance Championship for motorbikes. As number 2 is now going across the line to set the very first time at 21.2. Usually the GT3s are able to lap into the 2:16, so not completely off the pace compared to the GT3 counterpart. But Ian Buescher, for now, for every bit intensifies, is leading the full grid, up ahead of everyone else in the number 6. And also remember that these cars don't have the blankets on the tires, so effectively the first lap is on cold tires technically. Sascha Wagner goes quicker than Buescher by 2 tenths of a second, and currently stays on top of the whole leaderboard. As I just saw Alexa Sarkevic now in 7th place, the number 25. If you're new to the LFM world, welcome, first of all. And second of all, the numbers are actually a metric to understand how quick a driver is compared to the field. It's the relative strength of strength compared to the field. So the number 25 technically should be 25th, but it's actually 8th place at the moment. So it's certainly a very good performance for now for Starkevic. Here's Caracas, purple lap, and the first car below the 19, below the 20, into the 19. 19.6 currently, 4 times quicker than Sascha Wagner. I remember what I said about 1.5 minutes ago. This first lap was on cold tires, because they don't have the blankets, and so very likely the second lap is going to hold more importance, as Ian Buescher just went wide into Blanchimond. So we will swap with David Rancagno, who at the moment in the Predator Racing team with a very colorful. That's actually it's a wonderful livery. I'll be honest, and I don't think it's actually a default one. It's actually a fully personalized one. So very nice to see. As I was saying, Rancagno is probably one to watch right now, because he is going 7 times quicker than himself. He's currently sitting in 8th place. Just now Max Florence went in 2nd in the car number 3, 20 milliseconds behind the Caracas, and another 2 times sits Leon Kren, 3rd place. So Sascha Wagner drops into 4th. Rancagno now a whole second quicker, but just enough to jump into 7th. As a matter of fact, it's a very large gap between 7th and everyone else practically. Granada Caracas still doesn't slow down. Let's have a look inside the car. Pretty barebone in the cockpit. As he goes through to 19 and 20, final 2 corners. Oh, that was a cut. That was a cut. Unfortunately, because he was going 6 tenths quick, he just set a 19.0, but it's completely useless because he cut the chicane at the very tail end. Very unfortunate there. So he will have to go for another lap. Sascha Wagner, purple, first sector, and still counting. So we could have our new pole sitter for the LFM Esports. That was very acute. Little, okay, I definitely can go high pitched tonight. Little addition. Whoops, that was okay. Little addition for the LFM esports team. There is currently a livery contest, and if you are good enough, you could build the next livery for the LFM esports. And not only that, there is also a chance to become part of the esports team. The livery contest is all on the Discord website. Okay, good job. On the Discord channel that you can find on the website. I really cut the entire phrase in a very few words. In the Discord you can find the livery challenge, in which I will also participate. If you win, not only your livery becomes the official one, but also your name could become the official one on the team. So, if you're a good designer and also a good driver, let's have a look at your creativity, let's say. Sasha goes below the 20 mark. This makes 5 different cars into the 19. But it's not even enough for the podium positions. He sits in 4th for the moment. And he was going purple on the very first sector. Michael Frey is also going purple right now. 20.5 on the line on the first and only lap he submitted. Michael Frey in number 5. That was on cold tires, as I said earlier. And now with hot tires, he is about to set the purple lap, the new purple lap. Based on prediction, this could be 19.4. Oh, there is a crash! Oh, what just happened there? It was a purple lap! Oh no! How did it happen? I tried to chart, but I really couldn't. It was pretty... Oh no, my voice. Anyway, let's see from the onboard. Okay, for some reasons I couldn't see the onboard. Maybe let me jump back again, sorry for that. So this is the situation from the onboard camera. This is a car going sideways and then going in reverse full send into the racing line. What was that? That was the car number 27. That was the car number 27 being involved in whatever that was. Paul Hochreiner going backwards for no particular reason. But he spun here. I mean, he could have remained there, but for some reason he just goes into reverse, full send, hoping for something that's absolutely going to be penalized. Oh, twice. That was the next delivery. Also about to get into an incident. And that was number 2 of Pascal Giraud. Qualifying is over. So Grandas Caracas now sits on pole, with Max Florence following just 20 milliseconds behind. A 10th behind sits Ian Buscher in number 6. Sasha Wagner 4th place at the moment, and Leon Kren in 5th. Unless something else happens. Pascal Giraud in 6th and Michael Frey only 7th. Although it could have been pole. Very, very unfortunate that there is not else that can be said about that. Max Reinman is still on a charge, 6 times at the moment. Oh, that was a bit of an oversteer into Stavro, into turn 15. Max Reinman set 21.4 the last lap. An improvement of 6 times will put him into the top 10, as Daniele Modica is only 2 times ahead. Unfortunately, Dario Skins is about 8 times up front, so he can still make it if he can just improve the bus stop chicane. No, he cannot. He will jump Modica, but that's going to be 10th place for Max Reinman. But still, it's a position better than earlier, so it's an improvement nevertheless. We've got a handful of cars. Number 30 the number 1, the number 11, number 16, and number 17. I still have to complete the lap. First, it's going to be the number 1 of Grantas Caracas, which is not improving. Then we got the number 11. Actually, it was an improvement. SCTV told me it wasn't. Actually, it was an improvement. 18.8 for Grantas Caracas. Jason Lance goes on to jump into 12th place. Number 16, Robert Wiedbeck. 15th at the moment for the number 16. And not even an improvement by 10 milliseconds only. And the number 17, jump 3 places. Oscar Radstrom jumps into 20th from 23rd. 17th place there for number 17 for Radstrom in 20th place. Okay. So we got our grid set. As usual, I have to do a couple of things to set everything together. Let's see if the grid is already set up. Grantas Caracas leading right now. The full, let's take the manufacturer out. The full grid of 36 cars, so in the end it was a full grid, nobody forfeited. And let's see if the grid is already set for the Porsche Cup. Clearly the answer is no. Okay, now it is. Number 1 with a 218.8, Grantas Caracas sits on top of them all, with Max Florence following nearly a second behind in the qualifying session. Jan Buescher, 3rd place for the number 6. The German starts ahead of his fellow countryman, Sai Wasner, in the number 4 LFM Esports, 219.7 for Wasner. Leon Kren completing the top 5 in this black and gold applied by Esports. And Pascal Giroux will follow in the number 2 with the Rex livery. Firefly Racing, 220.4. Michael Frey, unfortunately, only 7th for what could have been pole for the Swiss driver. David Ancagno will start just behind in a beautiful, colorful livery for the Predator Racing team. Darius Kinch will be in 9th place, 220.667, and Max Reinman with 220.822, completing the top 10. Then we got Daniele Modica in the number 10. The Italian will start for Empower in 11th place, and in 12th place in the number 11, really hurting my feelings. Colorworks Racing Team in 12th in the number 11, and obviously the number 14 starting 14th with Pedro Prol. They are making it on purpose. Alexa Sakevic, 14th place for the number 25, and the number 16 that starts in 15th place with Robert Wiedbeck on the car number 16, and the number 15 starts in 16th place, obviously. Lauri Seppanen, basically made it on purpose, honestly. The number 22 starts in 17th. Joan Fit, the Polish driver, will start ahead of Carlos Garcia. He will start in the number 23 in 18th with the Spanish flag. Ejergo Kiss, the Hungarian for Medvelem, Kurt in the number 20 in 19th place, and the number 17 will start in 20th with a very final leap into the top 20 for Oscar Radstrom. Bjarne Houdap, the German for ENG Stuttgart, will start in 21st place, and the number 12 only 22nd for Chris Erik Petersen. The Norwegian will start ahead of Andrew Berling. The number 21, the Turbo Nerds, will be ahead of the number 19 of Martin Smith. He will start in 24th place. American United Racing with the Canadian flag. Okay, at this point I had everything is shuffled. Mario Hoffman for Colorworks Racing Team, the second Colorworks Racing Team, in 25th place, and Rizzo Rattiano, the German for Pat Racing, in the number 34. Dexter Slade, number 35. No, that's Sergei Dodowski. in the number 26 in 28th place, and this is the test lad. Okay, this is the swap them. In 28th place, Kevin Huvelin, the Frenchman, in number 31, will start in 29th place. Completing your top 30 is the number 29 for Khaled Racing Team. Felix Frank will start ahead of Peter Mollman with Team IMR Germany, and Paul Hochreiner, 32nd place for the Austrian driver for HR student driver. Maximilian Reicher, 33rd place for the number 32. Okay, at this point it's absurd how many are swapped like this. And Matthew Silva, the Brazilian, will start in 34th place. And Frank Drebin, the Belgian, in the number 36 in 35th place, obviously. And Max Joblum in the number 36th place. It's absurd how many cars were swapped like this. There is also Florence in number 3, obviously not in 4th place, he is in 2nd. Once or twice I can understand the casualty, but it happened like 15 times maybe, I don't know. So after a while I see a pattern. Anyway, 30 minutes to go into the Belgian racing circuit, which has this configuration since 2007. But we are here in Stavro. Next up, in about 30 minutes time, actually 40, we will jump into Germany at the Nordschleife. By the track, 20 corners and 7 kilometers and 4 meters. Very important, 4 meters. With the layout now being used also by the layout being in use from 2022 is different for the motorcycle events, such as the FIM Endurance World Championship, which takes place from 2022 for a reason. There's also the LMS, the Ferrari Challenge, the International GT Challenge, which is also the Spa 24-hour event, and WEC with a 6 hour of Spa. But here we are with the 30 minutes of the PTT Porsche Carrera Cup. Big first prize, a full track day in Poland. But here we are for the very start of the race, 30 minutes to go, and plenty of action in front of us for the whole time. It's green light and away we go with a very nice start by both of the top two. Gareth Caricas is already ahead of Max Lorenz and Jan Buscher. Maybe, no, he's actually not ahead, side by side with Sasha Wagner, but just now takes the leading ground on his rival. Pascal Giroux, Michael Frey, and then Leon Kren and David Rancagno side by side into the Communal Straight, although Jan Buscher and Sasha Wagner swapping positions here, with Sasha Wagner on the outside. He tried, but he just went a bit too wide and too fast and too quick into Lecombe, but he stays on the outside. There is a very high chance that Buscher will be able to jump back ahead of Wagner after standing on the inside of Bruxelles and then into No Name. It's going to be the inside for Sasha Wagner, although he just slips off with the rear wheels, and that's Jan Buscher now back in 3rd place. Sasha Wagner follows in 4th, although you can see Michael Frey very keen on trying to make some moves. Remember, he was very quick qualifying, very unfortunate. He started in 7th, he is now already in 5th, maybe 4th, as he jumps and dives into Campos to make it through in front of the number 4, although it doesn't happen. So that's going to be... oh, there's maybe a little contact again into the inside. It tries into Stavro this time. The number 4 is trying to keep itself together, although side by side into turn 16 actually, into Coupe Ferrer. It doesn't really work out. Michael Frey jumps ahead of Sasha Wagner, but that's actually Pascal Giroux. Oh, there is a contact. Oh, there is a cut off. Oh, there is a major crash, and Sasha Wagner is off. With Dario Skins also into the barriers. Disaster for these two as Michael Frey goes extremely wide into into the right hand into Brashimon and goes also extremely wide into the bus, but it's a car spinning. That was Alexa Sarkiewicz, which unfortunately will drop from 13th into 27th. What about there? Daniele Modica into the inside. Oh, there's a car going for a dive and nearly crashing into the two ahead. And that was Damian Ancagno. No, apologies, that was Robert Wiedbeck. Yes, it was Robert Wiedbeck nearly crashing into Damian Ancagno. No, not even. No, yeah, it was him. Very pretty sure it was him. Jesse Lorenz follows the two ahead, which are still bound to make a very nice challenge for position, as Leon Kren also jumps into 12th in the number 7th. Nothing happens here. Trial by Esports in number 7, currently in 12th place with some damage on the front end of the car. Replays will follow, but for now we'll stay with the live coverage of the event, as also I want to see back what happened early on with Sasha Fasner and Darius Skins, which unfortunately are DNFing from the race as a consequence of the heavy impact they had into the barriers. Leon Kren here in number 7, just behind Pedro Prol, number 14. That's for the 11th place. But into the inside there is no space available for Kren, so Flyby Esports will have to remain behind and consequently follow the two cars. The car, actually, up front there is Robert Wiedbeck 8 times ahead, but I don't really count him into the fight for position, to be fair. There is a battle even here in 7th place, Daniele Modica, Damir Ancagno and Jason Lenz. Here battling for position number 7. I will just raise the volume a bit because I think I'm struggling with the voice. So let me know if the voice is good enough or if I have to raise it in OBS. We'll do so in case. Max Florence has the fastest lap, but only because Grans Caracas went out of bounds on the lap prior. It was a 19.2 for Caracas and 19.8 for Florence. So for now it's going to be the purple lap for Florence. Now Rainman being in danger, as Daniele Modica just behind has a good chance of making it into the outside. Actually, I thought he was going into the inside, but actually he chooses the outside. He tries the outside line into the comb, maybe a bit of contact between the two. No, nothing at all. But the Italian remains behind, actually leaving the window open for Rancagno. But nothing happens. Oh, there is actually a contact and there is a chain reaction, and that's the Italian off, and also Max Rainman, and unfortunately Modica was the innocent part that lost the most. Now Modica back on the racing line, but he is now 19th. Very, very unfortunate. It was a chain reaction after, I think it was Jason Lenz braked a bit too late. Made contact with the Italian, which also made contact with the lime and black Porsche, which lost the place on Rancagno. And the number 8 is now in 7th place. Rancagno jumps in front. Modica tries to gain some more places. He's now in 18th. Situation up front remains pretty tame, with Caracas granting himself 2 seconds in front of his rival, also setting now the purple lap. Max Rainman and Robert Wiedbeck closely following David Rancagno. Now train master. This is a chance here into turn 1 for the car number 7. That's a flyby esports. Leon Kren jumps into 8th place in number 7, and the German, well, even Vivek is German, so the number 7 is now ahead of the 16 with Kren and Wilbeck that lost some time on Reinman, although Wilbeck still wants to answer the attack they just received. It's not going to happen here in Telecomb, so Wilbeck will remain in 9th place as Jason Lenz cuts some gap. Oh, that's Garcia off, losing the rear and into the wall. Carlos Garcia now into the grass, but there's going to be a huge loss of positions for Garcia, now back in 24th place. But let's see again what happened at the very start with the number 18 and the whole incident that happened at the very start of the race. So this was the number 4, Sasha Wagner. Unfortunately DNF'd from the race. Let's see from the Hurricane how it happened. He just went on the gravel, so maybe the tires were a bit without grip. Oh, actually just lost the rear all of a sudden. He just lost the grip on his car and went into the wall. It was very odd. Let's see again, honestly, from the onboard. I mean, I can understand there was some gravel on the tires and these cars are very, very loose, but let's see again how it happened. So he is side by side in a pretty wide situation. Oh, actually it was very unfortunate. I think Vazner went too much on the inside and see here there is an overtake, an attempt at least, with Garcia and Kiss trying to switch positions, although Kiss defends well and stays in 23rd place, just ahead Hodap and Dostoevsky swapped places too, so that's Hodap in front, 24th place for him. I also want to see again what happened to the Italian Angelo Lenz here in number 11. See, this should be the replay of the situation. No, this is another one. This is what I had in mind. It's a different contact. Oh, that was the spin. Yeah, that was the spin that brought. I think it was the number 25 on for a spin, and this was the number 9. So this was the incident from early on with the number 9 that unfortunately was also innocent in the occasion. So let's see from the helicam. As you can see, the Italian is on the blue Porsche, but Chesolets just stops the Brazilian, and then that's the Italian spinning to Bruxelles, and also it was Reinman losing places. Modica now in 16th place. He was 20th when the incident happened. So still some time left to at least try to recover the gap. Pascal Giroux is glued to Ian Buescher at the end of the lap. Buescher going a bit wide there into the bus stop. Very high chance for Giroux to get the spot, which would put him in the podium position. As it doesn't happen here, Leon Kren actually tries the overtake on David Rancagno, who remains on the inside line into La Source. And matter of fact, the inside line means that the number 9, David Rancagno, will stay in 6th place. Leon Kren lost a tremendous amount of time right there by losing the rear end of the car. And Max Reinman just barely behind. He could jump 2 cars in the Camel Straight. It doesn't happen. He actually lost some time, and the car that could go for an overtake is actually Leon Kren. Raikkonen defends the inside into the comb. And Kren goes on the outside, he tries something. Actually, it was a fake maneuver, probably, as he goes back into the racing line. But nothing happens. And so they will remain on the current terms. As the situation remains crystallized. Something that doesn't remain silent is the situation for 17th. Zohan Fitz just overtook Dexter Slade as Chris Eric Peterson follows Slade. This is for 17th place, and there is a car off. This was Matteo Silva. Lost 5 places just now. Now he's in 30th place. Back on the top of the leaderboard, as we've got Jon Kren, Max Reinman, and Robert Widbeck now joins the battle, and Jason Lenz follows another second behind. Nothing is impossible, as Devin Rancagno is not really running away. He had a very opportunistic overtake, which could have catapulted him into a run for his money, but it didn't happen. And as of now, he remains barely behind Leon Kren, who thinks about it in a bastard chicane, but only thinks about it. It doesn't really throw the car. It may happen here also, it will happen here also. And into the inside goes. A bit cautious there, Devin Rancagno. Oh, there's a contact, never mind what I said. And that's a spin for Leon Kren. Very unfortunate, Leon Kren now 14th and plummeting down the field. Now 14th, 15th, 16th. And this will put Max Reinman very likely in front of Rancagno, as the number 7 remains stationary, so it's probably another DNF for us. On the outside he tries, the number 8, and clears Rancagno even prior to the approach to the comb. So that's the purple and black Porsche back in front of the train. Let's see again what happened to the number 9 and to the flyby esports into, well, out of the source. Let's see from the helicam how it happened. Remy Rancagno, I think he just lost the rear end on exit, so it was just unfortunate position. Yeah, you can see the rear end slipping off. Oh, actually no, never mind. I think it was from this perspective it seemed like it could have been avoidable. It's again from the onboard camera. Maybe he thought that his rival would have stayed a bit more on the inner side. Let's see the wheel. So he goes on the turn 1, loses the rear. Oh no, actually he was still losing the rear. Okay, very unfortunate there, as Max Reinman just lost every single position he had. And Robert Widbeck all of a sudden is ahead of this train. Full shuffle of this part of the field, as Robert Widbeck now leads the way in front of Rancagno. Lenz Reinman on the 9th now, and Proll completing the train. And let's see how it happened. So it was, oh, I just missed it. This is the final part of the situation, how it evolves. So that was Rancagno going for a move The purple and black car going on the gravel, losing time and speed. And that's how Robert Wiedbeck made his way through into 6th place. And Ancanio still sits in 7th. With Rainman that lost a tremendous amount of time, maybe giving a bit too much space to his rival, or simply braking a bit late. As I didn't see the very first part of the scenario. With only 12 minutes to go. Time flies. These cars practically have 0 tire wear. They're practically the MX-5 equivalent on tires. As Rainman still wants to stay ahead of the train. Oh, that was very wide for Wiedbeck. And number 16 loses the position of Rancagno. Rancagno is back in 6th now. And number 9, although 18 seconds behind Michael Frey. They are all in the battle of their own. But Wiedbeck now is on an optimal situation. He is behind on the trail to Brachemont, so he will have a speed boost on the way into the bus stop chicane. Although he may be a bit too quick now, so yeah, he has to lift off, unfortunately. So this puts actually Jason Lenz on an optimistic run for his money. Maybe he could get entered inside. There is a chance, but there is no action. Although Max Raymond just oh, there is a contact between Wiedbeck and Rancagno, and that's Rancagno losing speed, but not the place. Although Wiedbeck goes on the outside on last source is not a great idea. And Rancagno now sits on the inside with Wiedbeck that probably wants to try something different, maybe a cutback, maybe hopes in Rancagno's slow exit. Nothing of this happens. It's actually Jason Lenz on the offensive. He could get ahead, he doesn't head ahead, he actually goes back in line, and Max Raymond just cuts everything because he was a bit too quick into the happy section, into Rouge Ratillon, and this made him lose the position on Pedro Prol. At the same time, Jason Lenz cut in front of Robert Wiedbeck, even prior to the right-left combination, and that's Robert Wiedbeck position lost in favor of Jason Lenz, who is back in 7th place. With Rabbi Rancagno is just cheering for this battle to continue, as his lead on the group goes from 5 tenths to a 2.3. So Wiedbeck now back on the offensive, but on a different car. This time it is the number 11 on the red and black colors. And Max Rainman lost another place there on the Camel. So that's Pedro Prol in 9th. Rainman completing the top 10. He started in 10th, but he was 6th in one moment in the race. And with all that happened, it probably feels like the fits so far for him. Oh, Pascal Giroud! Oh, Pascal Giroud! He was 4th, he is now 5th. Half spin for him. Probably a contact between Michael Frey and the number 2. We'll see the replay after the action between Pedro Prol and Max Rainman. On the outside goes the lime and black number 8. And 14 defends well the first part, contact between the two, but Rainman has a better exit speed, and that's at least 9th place in his stash for Rainman. Next objective, Robert Wiedbeck, about a second ahead. Let's see what happened to the number 2. Let's see, it's a freeway battle, this one here. It's been like this for a while. A bit wide into Brachemont. And that's, I think, Michael Frey going for a bit of an optimistic move. Both of them losing time. And Pascal Giroud actually losing place. And we'll see if a penalty will come through after the race. Speaking of spins in the bus stop, Alexa Sakiewicz, number 25, was starting in 14th place. A spin into the bus stop for practically the very same move. Bit of an opportunity to move, brought this car back into the midfield. About 24th place early on, and now 20th place for Sakiewicz. It's very unfortunate because the car number 25 meant that going for top 15 or even top 10, because at this point there was clearly a chance for a top 10, would have been great, not only for the statistical value for the Elo score, but also as a bit of a adrenaline rush. It would have been great for their form and their the situation. Now 20th place for them, and it's a long way to go to get back to at least 14th. As here, Martin Smith and Mario Hoffman competing for the position in the bus stop, but nothing happens. Leon Kren spun early on, number 7. Was battling for 7th place early on. Now 20th place and in front of Alexa Sakiewicz. So both of them on a comeback run, but one of them is clearly quicker than the other. So Leon Kren followed by esports. That's a top 20 for now. From 5th on the grid. So a bit of a bummer of a situation for him. And with 5 minutes to go, there is still very little to achieve for him, unfortunately. That's probably another position on Björn Hodap. So that's 19th place. But after Andy Balling, there are... No, actually, Balling and Slade. There are 7 seconds between Slade and Peterson, so realistically the only position that Kren can achieve is 17th only. Very, very unfortunate for him. Daniele Modica also on a comeback run. He was 20th at one moment, that was the rear end slipping off. As that's actually Lauri Seppänen losing the position on Daniele Modica. I wonder if it was on purpose, it was very odd. Mario Hoffman still battling in the color box racing team against Martin Smith. That's for 14th place. And side by side into Campus. No, into Savelo, apologies. And then into 16. That's Mario Hoffman in 14th place. The battle for the top 10 is not over. Oscar Rastrom here in number 17 for VPSpeedstop.com is currently on his way to tackle Pedro Prol for 10th place. Lap number 11 with probably with 2 laps to go. Yeah, definitely 2 laps to go. No, maybe not. No, okay, yeah, 2 laps to go. Anyway, Oscar Rastrom here. On the outside he goes with a better run out of the Rouge de Lyon. And that's the number 14, Pedro Prol, in 11th and out of the top 10. So Rastrom gains place. And again, with 2 laps to go, there is still a chance for even 9th. Oh, this was a lot of drifting for him in number 14, and Daniele Modica has a very good chance in the Empower blue Porsche to make it through, as you can see a shuffle behind in the grid. That's Björn Hodap and Alexa Sakiewicz battling for 20th place, as Björn Hodap is back in 20th and Sakiewicz is trying to get back 20th. With a cutback maneuver, this could work well for Sakiewicz, and into no name. Green and white Porsche remains ahead, but another cutback follow through. That's Sakiewicz into the inside at Pujon, which translates into a 100% chance of gaining the place. So number 25 is at least in 20th, with a very huge dive there, and there's a probably contact. No, there is not a contact between Dostoevsky. Oh, there is a contact between Sakiewicz and Opap, and also Dostoevsky contact for him in the number 26. A bit of a train. Oh, okay, I can speak. A bit of a chain reaction there, as the train was very compact. As you can see from here, it was a huge dive, nearly hitting the number 25. And then it was hold up, actually going a bit wide on Sakiewicz. And the spin was, in my humble opinion, self-inflicted. I mean, 10 to go, so this is likely the last lap. It's very much on thin ice. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Unless Granta slows down, that's not going to be the last lap. Daniele Modica tries on the outside. That was a very pretentious from Pedro Prol, going all the way nearly into the outside white line to defend a position, but Daniele Modica cuts Lecombe and gains 11th place. Although I admit the case of he pushed me off, I think it sustains here the argument for the Italian driver that is now in 11th place, 3 seconds behind the top 10. It will be phenomenal for him to get back from 20th to 10th after what happened at Bruxelles. 6 seconds to go. Caricas goes across the line a tiny bit late, and that's the win for Gantas Caricas. 10 seconds ahead of Max Lawrence, completing the race in position number 2. Oh, that's a final overtake between Michael Frey and Ian Buescher, and Michael Frey completes the podium in the number 5 with Ian Buescher losing it at the very final moment. Pascal Giraud, 5th place, completing the podium, the top 5. David Ancagno 20 seconds behind. Number 9, 6th place for him, only a second in front of Jason Lenz in 7th, Robert Wittbeck in 8th, Reinman in 9th, and Oscar Redstrom completing the top 10 with Daniele Modica that still went for a comeback into 11th. Pedro 12th, Seppanen in 13th, 14th for Hoffman, Smith, then Petersen, Kren, Barding, and then there is still a battle here between Soleil and Sakiewicz, with the number 25 that could still put it ahead of Slade at the very final moment. No, it doesn't happen, so Sakiewicz will complete the race in 20th place. Gregor Kiss 21st, for Garcia is 22nd, Dostoevsky 23rd, 24th for Felix Frank, Bien Hodap 25th after the contact, 26th for Malman, and Hübelin follows meters behind in 27th place. Riso Ratiano will complete the race in 28th place, another 8 seconds behind, with Maximilian Reicher 29th, Mats Joblom in 30th, Frank Drebin 31st and then 32nd for Ukrainer, 5th, 33rd skins in 44th, and 2 other DNFs. But I want to see one thing again, which is, let's see if we can pick it up, just, no, too late, a bit too late. I want to see if I can put back what happened. No, this is, no, that is the way to wait. Okay, I want to see what happened between Michael Frey and Busha, the very final corner, if it was on purpose or not. Let's see, maybe here. I doubt. I really doubt it. Maybe because I can't even. No, I couldn't even see them. Thank you, Tugzi, for the subscription. Thank you very much for your support on the channel. Oh no, that's. Wait, I can do one final thing. We still have to wait for the King.de Pro Series, so I can just do it myself. Let's see how it happened. So this is what happened at the very final moments of the race. This is the number 6. Oh, that's Michael Frey going on the inside, and Ian Buescher losing the rear end of the car at the very final moment. Very unfortunate. And yeah, that's how Michael Frey gained the podium. Let's see from the onboard camera. This, yeah, you can see from the mirror. There's Michael Frey going on inside, and that's Ian Buescher losing the position. Very, very final moment. That's also how races go. So this was the Spa round for the Porsche Cup. In a couple of minutes time we will have the King.de Pro Series. This is the full table with all the cars that finished and that didn't finish. 2 DNFs, actually I think 3 DNFs. In the meantime I will set everything up and also try to clear my throat a little bit because I'm starting to feel the fatigue. So in about actually 0 seconds, because I think the lobby is already live. Yes it is, but it's 10 minutes of free practice. So this is the full table of the results. The next race is going to be held at the Nordschleife, so let me just do a quick thing. No, maybe not. We'll do it later. We are at the Nordschleife for the King.de Pro Series. 90 minutes. It's not the usual double race. It takes place with 40 minutes race and another a 20 minutes race, sprint race, and a 40 minutes race. This one is a full 90 minutes. Okay, this works. Full 90 minutes session. It's going to be slightly longer than the usual, and luckily for me that I don't have anything. I'm going to struggle a lot at the very final minutes, maybe even prior to that. Anyway, the full table is on screen. It has been for the last couple of minutes. DNFs, as I said earlier, it was Sasha Fasner and Dario Skins, with Matthew Silva also coming short of 3 laps, but still being put in the standings after completing 75% of the race. This is the top 10, Graz Caricas, Max Florence, Michael Frey completing the podium, Ian Buscher, Pascal Giraud in top 5, and your top 10 is composed by David Ancagno, Jason Lenz, Robert Wilbeck, Max Reinmann, and Oscar Radstrom, finishing the top 10, 45 seconds behind the leader. This is the situation in the standings. Should be updated. It's not updated. It has to be said that Abel Santema wasn't racing this week. Michael Frey was. And that's another round for Grands Caricas. He clearly wants to win this series. And remember that the prize for the winner of the championship is a fully paid track day at the Silesia Ring in Poland. Now I just noticed that I have to put back my... Okay. Okay. I had to put back my graphical settings because of last time at the 24 hour of Nordschleife I had everything set on mid. I need the epic quality. Let's see how much I will lag, because I never put epic actually, but I just want to try because I think my 6800 can do it, but I never put it on epic. I just always put it on high only. Let me see, can I join? The answer is yes, I can. Here you are. At the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Not 80 cars this time around, it's going to be only 30. Okay. Let's see if my PC struggles. Let's hope not. The answer is barely holding up. Yeah, I will just play it safe and put everything on high. I don't want to try odd things of all places at the Nordschleife. Except the materials. Okay. So everything is set up. SCC drive is set up and connected. As I was saying, the next race is held at the Nordschleife, quite a famous racetrack for every single reason. Back to OBS. And it's the case in the Pro Series, so this also means I have to change a couple of things. This is the prize pool for the case in the Pro Series, as we've got P1 with a Mosa Racing 2500 euros cash prize, P2 with a bundle from Nitro Concepts, and then a headset from Audi's. Everything is of high quality and definitely a great price to bring home. And let me just can I change things? Okay, yes I can. I tend to do two things at once. As you can see, I'm not really able to do so, but I'm trying my best. This is the standings in the Case King.de Pro Series. As you can see, we are now at the Nordschleife. Completely, no one noticed it. I was changing it. I'm absolutely discreet. Yeah, it was terrible. Grands Caricas leads the way in front of Amedeo Castorino and Enrico Infante. 500 points and change for Caricas. Just a bit less than 5,400 points for Castorino with Infante. 5,127 points. Samir Forge follows in 4th, quite gapped from the rest of the field. And because it's the Pro Series, this also means that we've got full live penalty. This time, and this time only, will be applied in real time. For race 1, mainly because usually race 1 doesn't really allow for penalties because of the top 15 revert. This time it's going to be all live, and if you get a penalty you will know instantly. So let me put my penalty board, the note list, and let me see who is going to get the drive-through of doom. But I don't know why I suspect someone will get a drive-through for some reasons. Because it's a 90 minutes round, the rules are slightly different from the usual, as usually in the double race we've got the first race without a pit stop, the second race with a fixed 25 seconds pit stop. It's a 40-minute race, so usually everyone has the same tactic. In this case, 90 minutes, there is still that very same fixed time in the pits, but also there is a pit window of 20 minutes that will happen at the very half point of the race. So the midpoint is 45 minutes, so from minute number 35 to minute number 55 the pit window will be open, and everyone will go into the pits in that time frame, without obviously any surprise. Nobody's going to be going for fuel only. Everyone will change tires and put full fuel back on the race car. The difference is how much fuel you want, because obviously a very brief first stint allows you to be quicker, to gain more places, but also to pit earlier and then to be stuck in traffic once again. A late strategy makes your car slower because you have more fuel in the car. You will wear your tires more because you are in traffic, because you are in the battles with other drivers. But at the same time, will make you pit further away in the time frame, and so it definitely lowers your chances of getting stuck in traffic, simply because you are not in traffic at all. It's a bit of a difficult strategy. Usually the go-to, at least for me as a driver, is to go as long as possible if you are in top 10. If you're outside the top 10, go as long as possible. It's completely useless to go for a challenge, because it's very important to stay where you are and to make your ground. If you're inside the top 10, it depends. If you had a bad qualifying, also stay long, because it means that the car in front of you will be slower compared to you, but at the same time you are also slower than what you could do, so it's better to stay safe. If you think your qualifying was quick enough, go for a very quick first stint. The main difficulty is that you also have to account for traffic. If you are a very late comer in the field, you can also go for a quick strategy, mainly because you get out of the pit phase strategy mindset and go directly into full speed, clean air, easier. But obviously everyone has its own strategy, and we will see during the race. In the meantime, let's see the results from the last race that was held in Silverstone. Casolino won the race in front of Sascha Fasner, Romain Kolbach, David Lindblom and Eric Delfante in 5th place. That's race number 2, the 40 minutes one. And as you can see, Carrera is only 14th. So that's possibly the race written off for him, because there are drop rounds. I think there is one drop round. I have the schedule in front of me and information's in front of me, but I can't remember exactly if there is one drop round. Let's check the standings. Something is written on it. Actually, on the website, nothing is written such like this. So in any case, in few minutes the qualifying will start and then the race will start. We are on Nordschleife, so the joker lap is allowed, and so this means that effectively everybody has one lap only. Not really one lap only, to be fair. The qualifying session lasts 15 minutes, so base case scenario, you get 2 laps. The problem is that you really have to be quick on it, because it's 2 minutes for a jockey lap, 8 minutes and change for another lap, so it makes it into 10, back into the pits, 2 minutes, and then another lap. Some drivers will not have this opportunity, because you may make a mistake in Nordschleife, you may make a mistake in the jockey lap, someone may be ahead of you. When you are setting up your lap, you may need 2 jockey laps for whatever reason, and if so, it raises your time to 4 minutes, so you can understand that you just have at this point 3 minutes of playtime, which translates into 1 only because you have to make another lap. So there is a lot at stake. Many drivers will be very aggressive in this very first moment of the qualifying session, because everyone wants to be ahead of the others, because everyone wants to have at least another shot, for all the reasons in this world. But some will not have this opportunity, and some will probably start on a bad placement. As the qualifying session starts now, I suspect with a bit of a help from the race direction that put forward the qualifying session. This is not the Carrera Cup, sorry. This is, let me put the correct banner, which is this one here, the crown for the Case Kingdom, the Pro Series. At the moment on track, there are, let me check, should be a full grid, 27 cars at the moment in the German racetrack. And the first car that will start is going to be the number 6, Pascal Giraud, fresh from the Porsche Super Cup for Firefly Racing, and number 6, although with the LFM base livery. Obviously the racetrack famous for a lot of series, mainly the GP1 more than the Nordschleife, but I can say Nordschleife without mentioning the NLS, which is the Nordschleife Langraken series. I probably destroyed completely the pronunciation of it. Sorry, German viewers. But the NLS is quite famous for a couple of names that, especially this year, put their feet in it, such as Max Verstappen, Jimmy Broadbent. Well, Jimmy Broadbent has been racing in there for a couple of years already. First in the BMW M3 series, which then became the M4, but with Bilstein specifications, so it's not really a GT4, it's SP8T class, not SP10, which is the GT4, as opposed to SP9, which is the GT3, which Max Verstappen raced under Emil Frey banner, because he raced in the Ferrari, and not the 2Cs, which ironically is the one used in the endurance racing, which is an Aston Martin. so it's a bit fucking fumble there. But the track, what about the track? Well, the track is long, obviously. 25 kilometers long, 88 turns, the full one, the usual one being used in 24 hours. And the first lap was held, the very first lap was held in 1927. Obviously the track itself is used for a combination of things. We got the Nordschleife only being used as a touristic attraction and a track day. Oh, there's a lot of traffic there. For number 6, that just joins the Nordschleife now. As I said, the Mini could not make the double chance, and possibly those two cars are two of the names in that specific list. Let's have a look at the whole track at this point, shall we? As I was saying, the track is very, very long and very, very difficult. We are now into Unhaken. This part is very technical, practically made all done in third gear with some accents of second gear. Then we go into Quiddelbach and into Flugplatz, very famous for good and bad reasons. There's a lot of curb for Giro, maybe a bit too much curb for Giro. And then Coteborn, which if you're on a wet surface, you don't really want to make this flat, as some drivers experienced during the 24 hour that it was just held at the very early days of Nürburgring of November. And then into Schwedenkreuz and then Arenberg into the hairpin. We go into second gear. Downhill you have to brake while a bit turning. It's a very difficult section, that one there. Post Rasche and then Fuchsschore downwards into a basin, practically a basin in which your floor and diffuser collide with the floor, and then this section is very difficult. As you can see, Giro was sideways into Adenauer force. You need a lot of downforce there and a lot of ballast, let's say, to go over the curb, full sand into the brakes. After this, it's Maxfeld, hello Rebel 3. Maxfeld, which is a double left-hander. Little tap on the curb, a bit too much there. Little tap on the outside curb, and then another hug at the inner curb. And then into Kalmhard. You brake at the marker on the left, that's the brake marker everybody basically uses. A bit of curb usage. These S's here, and then a triple right-hander into Verseifen, which is the slowest point of the circuit, into first gear, over the bridge. And it's very no, not over the bridge, sorry, the bridge is later. Verseifen, the slowest point of the circuit. The next mule, which is over the bridge, this one here. You brake around here on the tarmac patch on the right. You tend to go over the curb also on the outside if you really want to use the speed. And then into asphalt Breschild. A little bit of pause. And then you can see the Yokohama billboard there on the right. You have to brake just after that one there. Right hand corner, a little bit banked on the inside, and then becomes the outside, so it's very difficult to make it perfect, as you have to have traction both sliding inward and outward. It's very difficult. Castle Ken, uphill, full flat, 6th gear. The Ferrari can go into 6th gear if I remember correctly. It has to stay in 5th because the 6th gear actually slows it down, and Giro just narrowly made it in 6th. Into mid curve, very close to the wall on the right. Then into Korstal and then Stale braking practically blind there into the hairpin, and then into the carousel, the first one of the two. You throw yourself into the carousel on the inside, in this very odd tarmac patch, then back into asphalt. The exit, uphill a tiny bit. Here you go flat over the surf on the right, and then you have to brake while turning. Third gear, left and then right, and then the whole act starts after an uphill section, a very brief one, but still an uphill section. Then the part that I hate the most starting with Hedwigshöhe, touching a bit the curb on the inside, fully on the one on the inside here, and then on the right hander also over the curb. You have your heart in your throat for how much pressure you have to build. At the same time, you have to be precise and quick. It sounds really easy, this one here. There's a reason I hate it. Whipperman, and then Ashback. With Brunken, this one here, on the gravel you could go. It's preferable not to, but you can land yourself there. Is curve. But there are two corners, but actually there is only one. Then downhill into Fun's Garden, jump, YouTube corner. So people ending on the gravel. And then we go into Sprunghugel, full flat. The rear is nowhere to be found. You don't have downforce, you just have to trust yourself and hope for the best. Here the Dasha had a very heavy incident about 4 years ago. And then it's a Fun's Garden 2, very gentle compared to Fun's Garden 1. Left-hander. Even this one pretty famous in YouTube videos, that's 5 fans. And then cleanest carousel. It's very difficult this one here because compared to the first one you don't really have a clear racing line. You basically have to pick your line early on, and if it's wrong you will either spin or lose time. Double right hander into Glachenhof, and then Ludwighohe, which is about 2 kilometers long. There's a tourist entrance and exit there on the right. You can see it there. This one here. Under the Bilstein bridge. To then go downhill after Antinbusch and then into Tiergarten, which has been made famous for a couple of incidents, including the Van Tor one. Left, right, left. A little bit closer to the wall. And then that's your lap around the full Nordschleife. Pascal Giroux will be our first time lap. George Bouby will be our second time lap with 6.6 5 seconds quicker than Pascal Giroux. As Eric Elefante burns that time. That's 8:06.0, 6 times only in a 25, nearly 26 kilometers long track. 6 times is nothing. Honestly, it's literally nothing. Ian Buescher follows another 3 seconds behind. And Jeffrey Miguel Rinricci. Why is the team name so little? Simotech Automation number 4 going for a second lap. 4 minutes to go. So this means that there are still 2 minutes to go on for a joker lap. Effectively going for a lap. So in 2 minutes the pit lane will close practically. As something is not correct, he goes back into the pits. Still a minute and a half to go for him, so plenty of time, but something was not correct for the number 4. That's set at 907.000, extremely precise. And Carrera follows behind number 2, 808.1, Mirko Fiorentini for MR Reparto Coaching in 5th, Yannick Rambach. That's the car in number 5 in the Lexus. That's 6th place for him. Ian Buescher for now 7th. But still there is a lap for him in the making. Jacob Charcot, that's the number 25 in 8th place. That's an extremely good result for the number 25. It's the same situation as earlier, so it means that if you are 25 in number plate, it means that you should be 25th. And remember, in the current field, there are only 27 drivers. So this means that he narrowly made it into the split number 1. And he is 8th. This is a golden opportunity for him. Dennis Herzog for Kaiser Racing Team completes No, it doesn't complete. He's in 9th, number 10. And Samir Foch actually completes the top 10 with his 09.6 and going for a second, a final lap around the Nordschleife. 10 seconds to go. That car just came out. I couldn't see which one it was in the number plate. But I think that's the last one that can come out of the pits, as now there is not time for a jockey lap. So effectively, there is no time for another lap. So this means Amedeo Castorino will not be able to improve his own lap. He is way too late, and he will remain with his 8:05.6 for Veloce Trustmasters. Real Fante still has an opportunity. And Josh Booby follows in 3rd. Everybody still has to start up, but remember, Castorino is not one of them, and Ian Buescher is also not one of them. So already 2 cars that are in very high places that will not improve. They will remain with their own lap times, respectively, at 05.6 and at 09.1. And at least Castorino is a bit safe in his own place. He's with 05.6, it's extremely quick, that one there. Buescher, on the other hand, can't really say for certain that he will remain in 8th, even because only a second behind him. No, the second is a bit too late, too little. Let's see, 2 seconds behind him, so 11.1, that's 14th place. 11.2, okay, but you get the point. And 2 seconds at Nordschleife are pretty easy to cover, no? It's very, very easy to cover those 2 seconds. If you didn't follow the Porsche Cup early on, first of all, it was a banger. 30 minutes passed by very, very quickly. Second of all, a couple of these drivers were in the Porsche Cup. Third of all, I'm always Chris Romano. It's just that my voice is rough tonight. So, for better or worse, I will not be able to shout, nor use high-pitched tones. So that's the best I can do is this. This is my voice for the whole evening, and I have to go on for another half an hour. An hour and a half. I wanted it to be half an hour. No. As you can see, Ian Buescher will not be able to start another lap. And don't look at the checker flag on the left because it's completely glitched and completely useless. Marco Valentini also will not be able to improve, so even for him that's qualifying over. And that makes the amount of cars in top 10 free. 3 cars in top 10 will not improve their own lap. And that's pretty astonishing. We'll go with Marcel No Colorworks Racing Team without a lap time. And that's an 18.0. 26th only for the Porsche driver. Not a good one there. David Lindblom for Pixel Pilots still without a lap time. And he will be our next in line to set, well, at the very least to set a lap time. So in any case, the worst he can be is where he already is. Actually, Marcelo is 26 because his lap was not a valid one. So his 18 was actually not a valid one. He will remain in 26th place. So David Lindblom is the first of the non-scoring lap times. At worst, he will be 26th, as it stands. But I have I put my chips on the fact that he will improve this position. Like, theoretically, the only thing he has to do is complete a lap. To at least jump from 23rd to something else. He does so. And by oh, okay, that was a very good lap. 6th place for the number 11, David Lindblom. 8:08.2, only one chance he had. Only one chance. And he clearly used it. From literally no time to a great 6th place. And that's Ian Buescher and Michael Fiorentini losing 1 place already. Next in line, Pascal Giraud, number 6, 17th only. He just raced in the Porsche Cup, so completely different setup car, downforce level, literally the track doesn't even come close to Spa. The only thing that correlates to a bit of a weak link is the fact that they are long tracks. The problem is that one is not even a third, it's actually less than a third long. So, yeah. Pretty heavy task for him, competing in both championships at the same time, practically. And the number 6 goes across the line and doesn't improve. And the answer is yes, it does improve, but not by much. 09.992. Ironically, that's the model, the car model he was driving early on, the 992 Porsche. That's 15th now, as Miguel Silverio goes in 7th. And the number 10, Dennis Herzog, that's a CRT number 10 from 12th to 5th. Wow, that was a very nice lap for Kelly's Racing Team, 807.8. And that's another position lost for many drivers, actually. Next, number 18, Nir Kassav in the Mustang. Last lap was an 813.9. Next is going to be 12.0, 21st on the grid as of now. Speaking of 21st, the number 21 is the next car that's going to set it up. That's Mika Patush in the race place. The car number 21 set on 11.5. The last lap. Will it be an improvement? Or will it be just enough to survive? It is an improvement. It is a very heavy improvement. Mika Patush, that's 12 for the race place Ferrari number 21. With an 809.1. Number 17, João Cavaca. That's LK Motorsport Racing. Currently sitting in 18th place. 5 seconds and a half, 5.5 seconds off pole. Will it be a good lap, or will it be just a lap? And the answer is that it's going to be an improvement. A second and a half quicker, and that's 15th place. The gap is absurd. We are at the Nordschleife. 5 seconds is nothing. Honestly, 5 seconds is nothing. We got Pascal Giroud at 4.3 seconds, and he's 17th. And he's not one of the slow drivers, he's actually one of the quicker one. Ulrike van der Meer for AX Racing Team, another 08.4, and that's the Honda NSX. They jumped into 8th place. Number 16, next on the finish line. Longenberg currently 23rd without, actually with a valid lap time, apologies. 8:12.4 for the Ferrari driver. It's my chair doing a lot of noise. The number 16 currently sits in 23rd. An improvement will arrive now, 4 places. And 19th place. The number 5 also improved. That was Yannick Rambach, 4th place for the Lexus driver. Number 25, Jakub Scharkot, currently sits in 14th place. And the new lap time put him in 5th with a 06.8 in the Lexus, in a 1,000 years old Lexus. At this point I don't think the improved Lexus / Toyota will ever come out. Number 7 jumps into 14th, the Sasha Wagner, and the number 1, Josh Boothby, currently in 3rd. That's first place, pole position for Josh Boothby, 05.590, not even a 10th in front of Castorino. Jeffrey Miguel Di Rodici, the number 4, is 6th, now he's 3rd. Second row for the number 4, Eric Del Fante, championship contender, from 4th to 1st. That's a pole lap, 04.1 for the Italian driver Samir Foch, currently 16th in the number 13, and that's from 16th to 7th. Nice one there for Foch. That's a pit lane for a car. Click the other one. That's Carrera in number 2 from 9th to 5th, and that's number 20 Kevin Bellick that brings something with him, and that's Kevin Bellick in 10th place, 8 places up from where he was in 18th. The number 8 Amedeo Castorino. Wait, he was not. I'm pretty sure he was off when he came out the pizza. But did he just made it in time by sheer oh yes, he did. He did make it in time by sheer seconds, evidently. And yeah, that's 05.0, second place for the number 8. I'm pretty sure that Ian Boucher took the flag. Unless he cut the entire circuit, which at this point I can't believe it. Matter of fact, yeah, I clearly did. Ian Boucher now in 10th, number 14. We're at 07.8. And so only Michael Frey remains out. The number 12 without a lap time. So he is 27th. Even existing in this lap makes him jump at least 4 places. And now says yes, he arrives at the line, so this means this is a valid lap time, and he is okay. That's a really improvement from 27th to 4th, with the only chance he had. Talk about pressure. Dear God, that was wow. Okay, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. Yeah, so 4 minutes to go till our I will say formation lap, but this is not a formation lap. This is just a walk to the grid. Just want to see something before we start. I'm actually, do I have 60 FPS? Yes, actually I have. Just let me see some. I can just okay, I don't want to click this. I know I should put not full screen, but can I put borderless? Okay, I will do another time. Last time I did it, I was glitched, and I'm not lagging, so at this point, who cares? Into the grid we go. And that's Eric Fante in the Energy Sim Racing ahead of everybody else. Amedeo Castorino follows in car number 8, 805.007 for Velocitas Master. George Booth follows in 3rd. That's 2-5 competition by Ghost Setups. The number 1. Michael Frey with a very last, not even second, literally last lap addition into 4th for race place. Michael Frey is in front of Jeffrey Miguel Ricci for Simotech Automation with a 05.6. And that's Caracas, 6th place for the Ferrari driver with Visceral Esports. And Yannick Rambach, 7th for the number 5 Lexus with a 06.7. The German will start in front of Jakub Jarkot, the Polish driver in car number 25. That's extremely good for him. Samir Foch, number 13, will start in 9th place, and Dennis Herzog will start in 10th, this time in car number 10. They had me during the earlier race. Ian Boucher, Everbit intensifies, number 14 in 11th place. Kevin Bellick starts in the number 20 in 12th place. The Frenchman will be just ahead of David Lindblom. Car number 11 for Buick's pilots with an 808.2 will be 13th, with 14th being held by Ulrich Van der Meer. The Dutch driver is 14th in car number 15. Okay, never mind. Miguel Silverio, car number 22. The Portuguese will start in the LK Motorsport Racing with an 808.7, 15th place. For him, Mirko Fiorentini, remember, he was in the top 8. And now he's 16th after not doing the very final lap. Sasha Wagner, only 17th for the number 7. Mika Patush will start in position number 18. The German for race place will be ahead of João Cavaca. That's LK Motorsport Racing with an 809.7 in the car number 17. Pascal Giraud, only 20th. Even him, a bit of a surprise being seen so late in the grid, and Tobias Lundberg will be just behind him in number 16 for Khaled Racing Team. Mattia Max, another little surprise. He is only 22nd in the car number 9 for Alpha Racing Team. The Croatian driver will be ahead of Nir Kasav, 23rd in the car number 18 with a Mustang. And then we've got Romain Kolbaf. Last race completed the podium. Now he is only 24th. Christopher Hoffman will be in 25th place, car number 23. Without a lap time. Jens Brudemann also without a lap time. The German will be for Accelerator Sim Racing IM in 26th, and Marcel No completes the grid in 27th and last place for Colorworks Racing Team. It's going to be a pretty interesting 90 minutes race. Remember, 90 minutes, there is no second race. There is only one penalty Excel file, and there isn't a second chance. There isn't a reverse grid. If you mess up, you messed up. That's how it goes. And it's a Nordschleife. So it's not like if you mess up, you still have the chance to maybe save yourself. No, there is the barrier. That's what happens. There is the wall. That's your outcome. If you mess up, you DNF. Pretty forward. Unless you are in the pit phase, you can still survive, but this is a sprint race. So if somebody makes a mistake, we will not see them up front anymore. But for the next 90 minutes, I will also try to survive, because I'm starting to feel a lot of heavy weight in my voice. But anyway, this is the K-Skin.de Pro Series, this is the Nordschleife, and this is Amedeo Castellino starting in second, just behind his fellow countryman, that's Eric Del Fante, in the Honda on the left. Number 3, and it's green light, and away we go. Nice start by Del Fante. Castellino follows just behind, and Michael Frey actually jumps Josh Booby on the line, and also Castellino does the same with a better gear shift into turn 1. That's also Michael Frey, very optimistic, but he doesn't go for another move on his rival. He remains on the outside. He tries to tackle second place Eric Del Fante from third to second in 2 corners only, and that's Castellino already jumping out of the field and trying to leap in front of everybody else. That's another overtake for Frey that happened for a brief microsecond, not even, and this one is a bit more persistent. As you can see, Michael Frey is now in second place, the car number 12 that just set a lap time at the very last lap of the entire session from 24th to 4th. He is now second in the race. Josh Booby, 4th place for number 1. And Jonathan Caracas follows in 5th. With Jeffrey Migarino reaching 6th. 7th place for Yannick Rambach. 7th for Jakub Charcot, Dennis Herzog completes your top 10. Let's have a look at what happens here for Energy Sim Racing, and I don't see any yellow flags, so everything is calm and everything worked smoothly. Maybe. Hopefully. No, I can see a contact, so something definitely happened on the middle of the pack. It's still happening, very likely, but I want to see here if Grant Caracas gains, loses, or remains where he is. Now he's the third one, so the number 2, 5th place at the moment, and now into the flag they go, and you can see how aggressive Del Fante still is on his rival. Just overtook him earlier on, as Hoffman gains the position on Kolbaf, or does he? The answer is actually into the first corner of Nordschleife. It's a bit of an arch bar here, and that's Romain Kolbaf in front of Hoffman and Sav. Bit of grass being taken there from everybody, but still no incidents. Although I can see some cars are missing from the train, so I suspect something actually happened. I will see afterwards the replay, and if you're curious about the live timing, there is the live timing in chat. So you can check everything you need of your favorite driver. With a little jump there. Once jump, former jump. It's not anymore since a couple of things happened there. And Josh Booby is very close. Look at him. He is About to make it through. Oh, that's actually an overtake between Miguel Ricci and Caracas, but there was a lot of gap between the two, so it was a mistake as Mirko Fiorentini also collided with Miguel Silverio. So we want to see again what just happened. Also, yeah, actually it was an overtake between the two. A very good one also between Buffy and Miguel Ricci. Apologies, between Caracas and the Lexus number 4. But as I can see here, let's see, Jan Buscher in 11th place. He started in 11th, still is in 11th. It's very difficult to make overtakes obviously here. The most overtaking action we could see is likely during the pit stop phase. For now, as I said earlier, everybody is taking the time to understand their rivals. There is a lot of time to go. There is no need to push, because if you push too much, you meet Barry R, famous motorsport aficionado and great fan. For now, the number 4 here is stuck in traffic a tiny bit. To be fair, I think this was actually a counter-offensive from the number 4 from early on, but I can't be sure, so I won't say definitive things. There's a bit of con, so I want to see what happened exactly at the very start of the race. As I can see, a couple of cars that are not close to the pack. Those are the cars in the later position, so 24th, 25th, 26th and 27th, so 24th onward. Although this could actually be an overtake. So let's first possible chance it appears to be on the making, although Bugby remains ahead, so nothing changes here. If something changes here, Lindblom and Beric remain one after the other. I can say the same about Giro, that just overtook the car now behind 2 lengths, as also Mika Patush used the chance, and Tobias Lundberg on the inside of the Honda with the James Button Brown GP colors. Into the carousel, no contact luckily, otherwise Mika Fiorentini would have been sideways by this moment already. Although this is the Bentley trying something on the outside, that is Sasha Wasner looking for a spot. Oh, the number 24 is actually lagging a bit. It's not helping. Sasha Wasner. Probably the Italian doesn't know it. So that's not going to be any helpful. You can see he's lacking a lot. As there's possibly an overtake between the two. Eric Delfante on the outside, he tries to hold the position, but George Bubby jumps ahead. Miguel Ricci jumps ahead. Gandas Caracas goes next to him and back behind him. So that's a loss of 2 places for Delfante. The main situation for now for the car that was starting on pole and now is in 5th place. So not a great situation so far for the Italian, also for the championship. Championship speaking, this is terrible. This is hell on earth. And before we get to the Dottigehu, I think I've got 15 seconds to see what happened to the number 9. The very start of the race. So this is Mattia Max being joining a game of pinball. Then you can see, oh, there was a car going sideways actually, and then also Mattia Max going sideways. So that's what happened to the 4 cars that were involved in an incident early on. It was a Ferrari going sideways, and very likely, I think it was, I can't say, but I think it was Kawaka, the number 17. Anyway, now splitter cam for us. That's the diffuser. That's clearly the diffuser. and I think the number 4 is really using Booth B as a way to get further away from Delfante, who is already a second point free behind. I think the real objective for these two is Michael Frey, sitting in second at the moment. Amedeo Cassino is just flying away at this point. It's completely useless to even try to charge for him. He already gained a 3 seconds gap on his opponent. Probably was starting in 4th, to be fair, so we'll see after this lap how things go. Let's see if any penalty has been thrown. As Mickey Fiorentini gains 1... No, he doesn't gain anything actually. He actually loses the position on Sasha Fatner. On the outside he goes, which becomes the inside. Little tap between the two as to ask to Vasner to not get through. Clearly his rival is not of the same opinion. He remains on inside. He outbreaks a tiny bit the Italian, although it leaves him space, and making it side by side into the number 4. And by doing so, that's Pascal Giraud that has a very good point. No, he doesn't have a chance. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a chance. The Bentley defended before such opportunity arose. Kolbach already in the pits. The Frenchman, that's a disaster for him. Was it a drive-through? No, it was... wait, was that a penalty? Let me see. Is it a stop and go? Because of something that happened. Actually, it was just a warning for avoidable contact. Nothing, and I mean nothing happened in the steward's room. So whatever it was, I have no idea what it was. He's already in the pits. Battle for 16th here, Mirko Fiorentini, oh, there is a yellow flag. Oh, there is a yellow flag. You can see one car off, that's Joe Kavaka again. It's a number 17. But unfortunately this time, I think it was a solo situation. Yeah, I can see nobody around him. But it's in a very odd space. Oh! No, that's something more. So the car shut off completely. I have no idea the reason for that. I wonder if he had a technical issue of some kind. I don't think he's switched the car off by mistake, because otherwise the noise would have been different. But maybe the gear shift was off for some reasons. Although it's a paddle, so the paddle system doesn't really switch off like that. Very odd, but he lost 10 seconds there. Luckily it wasn't in the middle of the pack or in the middle of the Nordschleife. He was able to stop in a safe zone. And between the two I have no idea who to follow. Let's see Grantas Carrera, because it gives us a little view of what happens up front. For now, Michael Frey is 3 seconds behind the leader of the race. Unfortunately, every position is not where it has to be, mainly because Kolbach went into the pits and repaired the car, so that's what happened. I think Kolbach in the number 19 crashed somewhere. The problem is that it... Oh, yeah, I can see you. So let's see, I don't think anything will happen right now. So let's see what happened to the number 19. Oh, this is another side of the circuit. This is clearly something else. It was just behind a couple of cars. Oh, that's oh, that's a contact. Oh, that's a 3 into 1. That's 3 into 1. That's what happened. But it wasn't 73 seconds in the pits worthy, so something else clearly happened. Nothing is appearing on my screen. I have no idea. I really have no idea. There's another yellow flag. It's again car number 23. which is now a DNF. Possibly technical issues that haven't gone out, as Lindblom just overtook Kevin Bellick for 12th place. The number 27 is off. Oh, that's a Porsche. That's a Porsche in the middle of the way, but that's also the number 4, number 1, number 12, all battling for the same second place. Very close to the wall, all of them. Let's have a look from Frey's rear wing. And nothing changed. Situation remains pretty tame, although I fought for wars. 75 minutes to go. And the pit stop is still far away, so if some cars have damage right now, they have to wait a good while too. As I said, the pit window will open from the minute number 55 to the minute number 35. "20 minutes to go, about 2 laps and a half, so not much, but still, there is still some time to wait for them." Okay, I have to raise my microphone because at this point I don't really have a voice anymore, so let me just crank it up. Because I hope that live stream, although with the voice clearly different, is flowing perfectly without problems both in audio and in video. But so far, Amedeo Castorino is gone at the moment. Although not really gone in the sense that he gained another 3 seconds. He just gained half a second. But nevertheless, still a 3 seconds gap between Frey and effectively everybody else and Castorino. You can see Reno Ricci getting closer, 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 and look at the right, look at the right, there's Michael Frey losing the place on both Booby and Reno Ricci, who himself is going to try and overtake on Tiergarten. On the outside there is no space available, so that's not going to be an overtake. Michael Frey goes from 2nd to 4th in very little time. Oh, there is a contact, and Reno Ricci is off, and a few bunch of cars. That's a massive overtake. What was that incredible chance for Carracas? He just jumped everyone there, and then it's pretty wide into the main start-finish line. Incredible from Carracas, who just jumped 3 cars in one spot. It was beautiful to be seen. And it's still 2 side-by-sides into turn 1 and 2, with the Lexus of Yannick Rambach going in front of Frey for a brief moment, and that's Eric Elfante back in 4th place at least. Reno Ricci losing the place. That was incredible to be seen. And Carracas now 3rd place. A beautiful scene. Quite honestly, I want to put this as opportunistic move of the year, because it was phenomenal as everyone braked, and he just said, "Oh wait, but that's a space," and I've got a car just wide enough for that space. They just gained 3 places. Easy. Easy as that. So Grande Carracas is now in 3rd place. With Eric Elfante following in 4th. He was starting in pole. Still a good chunk to go to at least get back into the podium. But not a good chunk, to be fair, it's only 7 times. And Jeffrey Miguel Ricci somehow is still in the same place as early on. Michael Frey went from 2nd to 4th to 6th. No, actually, Reno Ricci lost the place. Ironically, he was the one going for the move, and he was the one losing the place in that situation. Because overall, he went from 4th to 5th, effectively. Also behind, there were a couple of overtakes. I think it was... Oh, that's Frey going to be slow? No. What happened to Frey and Ricci? Ah, this one here, well, it was just the overtake that happened. Let me see if I can be... So it was 2 minutes ago. Already 2 minutes ago, damn. This is what happened. So look at this. There's a contact between Frey and Reno Ricci. And there's a Honda behind, that's a pole sitter from early on, and that's Gantas Caracas just jumping through and overtaking all of them. In the end, this put Delfante back in 4th, which is now 5th, because an overtake just happened between Reno Ricci and Delfante, with Honda now in 5th place. And then it's Herzog, yellow flag. Oh! And also the Bentley into the gravel, and that's a DNF. For Herzog, what just happened to the number 10? Let's see what happened. So it was all on his own. The Carrera racing team. He goes on the left. Oh, that's the rear. I can feel the rear going there. That's a wall. Heavy into the barrier, and that's unfortunately a DNF for him. Also, Ricci is now in 4th place, making the overtake on Delfante happen. And just behind, Delfante sits Michael Frey, narrowly behind. You can see from the screen inside the car there is not much gap between the two. Booby can't really close the gap to Castorino for now. The number 8 remains in the lead, but there is still more than an hour to go, so plenty of time for the two to battle on. And these three, on the other hand, are definitely having a blast. Delfante very likely will go for the move in the next valid opportunity, which could be already this one. It's very difficult there with the Lexus sitting on the middle of the road, and matter of fact, I think Delfante is not really going for the overtake. Let's see if any penalty has been given to some others, and the answer is yes. There has been a 5-second time penalty for what happened earlier. The replay we just saw early on, it was a 5-second time penalty for Michael Frey. So in any case, even if Frey makes this overtake on Delfante, he will still be behind the Italian. So that's why he's so aggressive. Probably wants the position as early as possible, and something happened here. As Ian Busher loses the position on David Lindblom, and Kevin Bellick is just behind. What happened to Busher? It was a yellow flag, clearly. Let's have a quick look at it. So this is what... Oh, yeah, unfortunately, too late. Yeah, okay, that was completely useless. Off a replay. So I think it just went wide. So this is okay, I give up at this point. I can't really see. I will never be able to see what happened to Ian Boucher. But now Kevin Bellick has a chance to get into 11th. And even 10th maybe. There is a slim possibility, but the chance is there. No, Bellick only behind Boucher. There's also another battle going on at the bottom of the podium. As you can see here, Nordschleife going under the Bilstein Bridge and gaining a place, number 3. And that's number 4 for Simutech Automation. Now in position number 3, Elsian Boucher goes back into 10th. And number 14 has to defend against not one but 2 cars into turn 1, because Kevin Bellick could use the opportunity as soon as it arises. As the one that goes on the inside, that's Lindblom, 10th place for number 11. The 14, Ian Boucher, goes a bit too wide, leaves a window open to Kevin Bellick, who actually stops himself after making contact with the barrier on the inside. And so effectively it's a nothing burger, and the situation remains crystallized after that double pass. And now that's Caracas going very, very narrow. Oh, that's a huge dive into the inside with a cutback that was very, very dangerous. From the outside it seemed like that. And this put Ariel Fante back into the battle for 3rd, as the number 2 clearly isn't happy with Nordschleife ahead of him. Andrea Casarino still 3 seconds and change ahead of Buffby. Last lap it was a 6.8 for Casarino, 6.6 apologies, 6.9 for Casarino and 7.2 for Buffby, 6.9 for Nordschleife and 7.8 for Caracas, with an 8.7 for Del Fante. Now this lap will be completely demolished after all the battle they are having on track, so realistically George Buffby is the only one at the moment going for 1st, as these 3.5, as I also count Michael Frey, but at the same time not really, since he has a 5-second time penalty, are battling for 3rd. But from battling for 3rd, Caracas may be keen on looking in the mirror, because that's Eric Elfante, the pole sitter, going back for what it was his places. Kevin Bellick in the meantime tried and thought about it. The inner line in the inner line in Schwedenkreuz isn't really a viable place usually. it's very difficult to make an overtake there, but you can see that Kevin Bellic is slightly quicker than Busha. Matter of fact, Miguel Silverio and Mirko Fiorentina are actually getting closer and closer to this duo. So Bellic has to move. He really wants to get ahead of Busher as quickly as possible. So let's go in the splitter cam. You can also see Levi Lindblom effectively going faster and effectively running away from this pack of cars, because now it's a pack of cars. As Miguel Silverio closing up to 1 second only between himself and Bellic. And Busher now has a second and a half of advantage over the group. So effectively, two battles going on track at the moment. There is the one for third, and there is the one for 11th. With Ian Busher going pretty slow at the moment, compared to his opposition at least. Now into one of the quickest sections of the track. There was a thought of doing a cabin estre and passing on the grass, but there wasn't enough space nor speed for the Honda. So Elefante had to remain behind and to look at the rear end of the Ferrari once again after passing mid curve. And now Grantas Caricas is actually closer to Renault Ricci. Into the carousel they go. And Michael Frey is back on the offensive, although he is not really in this battle. There is a good chance that something may happen between these two, although the penalty exists. Number 19, somewhere on track, but that's a wall for Kolba. Oh, that's also a complete DNF for 19. Oh, Miguel Silverio just lost the place of Mirko Fiorentini. Like going maybe on the grass, I suppose. Let's see what happened to the car number 22. Just a handful, no, a bit more, of seconds ago. Oh yeah, he just went on the grass. Just went wide. And lost some terrain. And now Pascal Giroux is very close to him. With Aston Martin number 6, that after the Porsche Cup is now in contention for 14th in the Case Kingdom the Pro Series. The pit lane will open in 3 minutes time, so whoever is struggling a bit, there's a good chance to make a pace. In the meantime, Grantas Caricas just went wide into double right-hander into Glankenhoff, and this means that Eric Elefante will be able to pass ahead of Caricas, and that's the car number 3 back in 4th. And Caricas, unless he answers now, there isn't much chance for him. In the meantime, also there's a battle for 13th, as Miguel Silverio here wants the position back. And that's Mirko Fiorentini getting overtaken. And Pascal Giroux is also trying to take notes, but I think he just took them a bit too late. Oh, there is a crash. Oh, and the car is off. Into the barrier. And effectively into the garden. The Vantor happened. With way less damage. That was Fiorentini effectively throwing Giro into the wall. Who somehow kept the car in one piece. And that's Fiorentini into the pits, but way too early. 2 minutes too early. Disaster for him, because he will have to pit up once again. So he probably is out of fuel for another lap. Because the pit window is not open yet. So this will not be a valid pit stop. In the meantime, also Mika Patush for 15th place. Last lap it was 13.4 for Patush. Wasner's last lap was a 14.2. So a good chance for him to make it through. As Kavaka also overtakes Sav for 20th place. And all of a sudden, Eric Delfante is very close to the podium. Look at him. Look at him go. The Italian clearly found the pace. It was lost in the car. Okay, I took a literal minute just to put myself together, as I was out of water. Anyway, and I kinda did it. Mika Patush going a bit slow there. It's the car number 21. I suppose because of Vasner's mistakes somewhere that led to Patush slowing down. In any case, we were looking at the battle for third. Nothing was happening, luckily. But now something can happen, as I'm here. Let's see if the penalties have been updated. So no, not yet, not anything. There is a possible penalty that could be applied to Mirko Fiorentini for what happened at Tiergarten. But apart from that, I'm pretty sure everybody is clean so far. There is a lot of sun, as you can see, directly in my eyeball, like there. The bloom is set to maximum. Maybe it wasn't a great idea. I can't see anything. The Delfante is just behind. The Garantas Caritas follows, and Microframe, since he took the penalty, has disappeared from the radar. Unless he has some very specific damage he can't control. It seems like it hit him psychologically. He hasn't performed as quick as earlier on. He was lapping into the 808s, late 08, but he was never really in clean air, maybe apart from the very first lap. But he just couldn't perform past that point when we saw Carrera's overtake. But in any case, Elefante is back in his form. Last lap was actually his best lap, 01.1. And Pascal Giraud is off. Pascal Giraud is off. Pascal Giraud, yellow flag for him, he was 14th. Let's see what happened. For Firefly Racing, he had a very good race earlier on. Oh. That's another technical issue. As now the car is back on track, so probably this one was actually an accurate shut off. It seemed like that. It seemed like the car shut off completely. Maybe he clicked the button on not on purpose, obviously. But that led him to lose a lot of time, and certainly 4 places. He was 14th, he is now 18th. Situation up top remains pretty stationary, so for now we will stay here as Kevin Bellick is still behind Ian Buescher, but this time he doesn't have the shade of Miguel Silverio behind. After Silverio's mistake. That effectively puts Silverio about 5 seconds behind. Now Bellick can fully focus on overtaking Buescher, who is now 4 seconds behind Lindblom. So not really the best of things. Qualifying after checker flag, okay. Actually, I think if you are looking at the tower on the left during qualifying, ignore it completely. On Nordschleife it doesn't really work. If you mean it when I said that, for example, Buescher was taking the flag and Casorino, I think they just cut the entirety of the track at one point to be as quick as possible on the Joker lap, let's say, to just be on time for the very final attempt. So that was a mistake of mine. In the meantime, Grant Carrera's also ahead. No, he's not. Elefante remains ahead. He clearly put his car in a way that it can't be overtaken in the Dodigo, and it is clearly paying off. Maybe he's slower in the technical zones, but he clearly has speed in the Dodigo as Renault Ricci goes into the pits. And Patush also managed to overtake Sasha Wassner in the race place. So Renault Ricci chose to go quick early on. To be fair, the field is not very large, so probably it could also come out without traffic. As Kevin Bellick still having beef with Ian Buescher, he tried an overtake. I saw the name swapping for a moment, but then I can see he's still in 10th, physically 10th. And the car number 20 has been behind Buescher for a lot of time. But Buescher is very good at defending the line, a bit too much there. And so the 20 has to think about something, because clearly the Dodigo is not a strategy, the Nordschleife is not a strategy, and the GP Strecke, well, Buescher can defend. So, my personal opinion, dive bomb. Honestly, dive bomb. Go for it. I mean, if you do it safely, you can go for dive bombs. Many people in real life do it all the time. An entire championship has been decided with a dive bomb. Hi DTM. Anyway, Carrera's now a second behind the front and 3 in front of Frey, technically 8. So Michael Frey's penalty is 5 seconds. This will put him in 7th. With Rambach and Sharkot overtaking him. Narrowly, Bosch isn't able to do so. Because the gap is 6.4 seconds at the moment. By a single second, so not by much, it's completely recoverable because of pit strategy, pit... actually everything regarding pits. I don't know, the halfway mark is only 100 seconds away. Michael Frey is low. What happened? Nothing. Probably nothing. A good chunk of the field went into the pits. Although Fiorentini is one of the few that will have to make another pit stop since he came in when the pit window was still closed. Otherwise, he will receive a penalty. A drive-through, to be exact. And in the whole field, which is now composed of 25 cars, I can see exactly 17 cars. Speaking of 17, that's David Lindblom passing Jens Pludeman and making another place. 17 cars still haven't pitted. The highest one in the grid is obviously Jeffrey Miguel Ricci in 16th place at the moment. The car number 4 is the only one in top 10 that pitted early on. No, actually no. My apologies. Even Imblom was in top 10 early on. And Michio Fiorentini also passed Marcel No, but again, there is a little thing to add. Battle between Lexus. We've got Jakub Sharkod and Yannick Rambach. 6th place is at stake. The number 5 defending against the number 25. Because is definitely having a show of his own. Sharkot that barely made it through into the split 1, and he is in 7th place at the moment. Technically 8th, if you consider the number 4. But he is there. Nevertheless, he is there. Can Sharkot make it in front of Rambach? That would be another position gain, and there is an 18th. Oh, that's Nirka Savin to the wall. And Kevin Bellick also... No, he didn't. He has been trying for half an hour already. And he still hasn't made it. Buscher has been defending like a lion. It's been incredible, his performance so far. And Bellick is still in 10th. At this point, with only 45 minutes to go, I can realistically say that Bellick's chances of getting more than 9th are fading away quite quickly until he's behind Buscher. Penalties? Penalty. Michio Fiorentini for what happened early on into Tiergarten. 5-second time penalty. So that's another penalty for us. You can see Michael Frey is going very slow. Now the gap between Rambach and Frey is only 2 seconds. These two may be able to get into Frey's place even without a penalty with this rhythm. Although everybody will pit this lap. You can see 7 minutes 25 on the timer, so this means that everyone will be obliged to jump into the pits. Oh, that was very dangerous for Castellino. With Castellino, as I was saying, being the first one in the train, George Buffy being the second, Elephant the third, and so on and so on. Realistically, no one will do all tactics. And Bellic did it. Oh, he did it! He did it! He did it! Just prior to the pit stops. He made it through. After half an hour, let's have a look at it. Entered inside, through the car, and Kevin Bellic is now ahead of Ian Busher. And also Mika Patush is ahead of Miguel Silverio while the replay was on. And Jakub Sharkot here into the Dotige under the Bilstein Bridge, but that's a bit too far away right now. And doing a move in Tiergarten usually results in bad things. And I have bad news for Kevin Bellic. He has just been passed again by Ian Busher. So there's an entire work. Oh, there's a contact! Oh, there's a huge crash! What happened there? What just happened there? I have no idea. I have no idea what just happened. So this was Michael Frey. Let's have a look. Okay, he lost the rear end. He kept on losing it. He was getting overtaken. But at the same time, the Lexus had to pit. So they both crashed. Tremendous situation there. And I think it was all... was it? No, it wasn't Sharkos. It was... Where is he? I can find him. Rambach. I think it was Rambach. Let's have a look at the car. I can see... Well, it's going to be obvious who was of the two. It was the car ahead, but I can't remember if it was Rambach or... Of the 25 already made... No, the 25 was still behind, so yeah, if it was Rambach. It comes out without damage repair. He comes out with a car in one piece, and the Shark obviously comes out 3 seconds behind. Actually, he was quite slow in entry, and Jan Buscher is still ahead of Kevin Bellic. This has been this will go on for a while. At the same time, Michael Frey is now exiting the pits. Well, he had the worst of the incidents. The worst incident of okay, never mind. I can't speak anymore. He had the worst damage and the worst consequence out of the two cars that collided. But effectively, Yannick Rambach, I'm surprised he didn't repair the car. All on his own. Quite happy with it. I'm pretty surprised. On the other hand, Michael Frey not only had to remain stationary for 5 seconds, but also for another 53. So it was 23 seconds of damage repair for Michael Frey, who is now in 14th place. With the race effectively demolished at this point. He was second at one point. He is now 14th. Pretty much a disaster. And wouldn't be surprised if it is a penalty. I can already see a penalty being applied. I wonder if it is that incident. Should have 5 and 12. Yes, it is. It's a 5-second time penalty. 5-second time penalty for what happened in the pits. So Yannick Rambach has a 5-second time penalty, effectively putting Jakub Sharkot and Samir Foch ahead of him. David Lindblom by very little, actually a bit more, because it is 3/4 seconds behind So if you can gain those 3 seconds, which is basically a lap done well, you can also be in front of Rambach. But yeah, that's Frey's race completely demolished. Unfortunately, for what happened there in the pits. I can understand the optimism in Rambach's eyes, but there wasn't space, there was a wall on the left. It was a very, very little contact. I thought about a worse penalty than a 5-second penalty, though. As here, Mika Patush is pretty much overtaking as many cars as possible. He is now in 13th, but behind him it is Michael Frey, angry and mad about what just happened, because it's a lot at stake. There is a lot at stake for this championship, and Michael Frey still is one of the contenders. And this race may actually be very impactful for the championship. As you can see here, not only has to overtake Patush, who wants to overtake Wasner, but Michael Frey himself has to do the same on the Bentley. We are at the very tail end of, not even the top 10, we are in 12th place, in the battle for 12 at the moment. The situation is pretty stuck, and Mika Fiorentini is... Oh, okay, yeah. He entered the pits one more time. That's why there are 2 pit stops to his name. And also that's why he is in 22nd place. Mika Patush here. Still very much behind. There is still no evolution. Oh, maybe? 3 different cars with 3 different... even the engine is actually in 3 different places. There is a front engine for the Bentley, mid engine for the Ferrari, and the rear engine for the Porsche. It's 3 different nationalities because, well, UK, Germany and Italy, and then there is a battle for 3rd with Jeffrey Miguel Rino Ricci about to get overtaken by Eric Lefante, but it doesn't happen. It narrowly happened, but it didn't. So for now the Italian driver will remain behind, and that's an incident. Oh, that's the 24, Mirko Fiorentini. Yeah, this race has been one to forget for the Italian driver. In the MR Reparto Coaching, number 24 is all on his own. Oh, he just yeah, that's it. That was it for him. And Mika Patush. Oh, look at this, Sasha Wasner. About to lose the place on Michael Frey, but it didn't happen. Once again, into mid-curve. Frey will probably try the overtake there, into the carousel. No, not even. It was the attempt, Frey's attempt at getting the pass done, but unfortunately it was on the wrong side of the road. Earlier on, this was also the overtake between the Ferrari and the Bentley. That stayed forward one, with the Ferrari having just a better top speed than the Bentley. This is how the whole situation evolved. As Michael Frey wasn't so lucky, Patush is now 3 seconds ahead, so this is what Frey lost just in these effectively 50 seconds in which 2 replays were going on live. It's already 3 seconds the gap being lost by Frey, and Tobias Longeberg is very close to this duo. Now the Dottingham is could go on to be a free wide situation. In the meantime, there's also Michael Frey going for the move. in a bit of a different place. There was an idea into Fast Garden 2, but the idea clearly evaporated very, very early on. And here nothing really happened. As I think the top two cars have a very low downforce setup. The only car that has a bit of speed less is Carrera, but actually maybe even all three have the same low downforce idea of just going for as little wing as possible. As the Honda goes on to think about something. So Michael Frey, as you can see, Michael Frey went on for the overtake on Wasner, and there is also the Elefante here on the outside of turn number 2. The Lexus still sitting on the inside, but the exit wasn't as good as the Elefante for Ricci, side by side, into 3. See the contact between the two into 4, and that's not only the Elefante, but also Caracas. Oh, there's more contact between the two, so Caracas will remain behind Rino Ricci. For now, although in the hairpin, the 4 went a bit wide, and that's a lot of decal swapping between the two. But in the end, it's going to be the Ferrari in 4th place, with Rino Ricci effectively losing 2 places in, I wouldn't to say 1 go, but actually 2 goes. The Bentley lost the place of Michael Frey in the end, but Tobias Lundberg is just behind. The field effectively reduced itself to only 23 drivers at the moment, with Herzog being 300 seconds behind Noah, so not really running for position at this point. Gabriel Caracas is not done with the battles. He clearly wants to be at least in the podium. Talking about the podium, we've got George Boothby sitting in the 2nd spot, 6 seconds behind Castorino and 4 in front of the Elefante. Last lap it was a 0.2.3 for both Boothby and Elefante, with Caracas 1.4 being slower just than Castorino, who set at 0.1 just 3 minutes ago. But as you can see, Caracas either put a different pressure on the tires, or all of a sudden he drank something that made him go quicker. Because look at him, he could get into 3rd without too many troubles at the moment. Oh, that's Rambach. Oh, that's Rambach off. And number 5. He was out of the racing line. Oh, that's why. He was into the grass, sideways, tried to keep the car out of the barriers, which he did, but he lost a place by doing so. And obviously he lost a whole bunch of seconds, which are extremely important for him because he has a 5-second time penalty. So as it stands, Samir Foch, only Samir Foch? Lindblom is still 6 seconds behind. So unless Lindblom goes at least for 1 lap quicker, Rambach and in all the others, well, actually not many laps remain. It's only Technically it's 3 laps, yeah. Yeah, it's 3 laps to go. So 3 laps to go, he has to go quicker in one of them. And at least tie in order to. In the meantime, also here, Tobias Longeberg goes in front of Sasha Partner, who seems like he's out of tires for some reasons, although he changed them. And he just lost the position on both Giro and Longeberg. So eventually number 7 is now in 16th place. With the 2 ahead of him, they are still battling for 14th place. And now going for the inside. Oh, this was definitely a defensive move, but maybe a bit too late for Longeberg. In any case, Giroud tried on the outside, but couldn't make it there into the left-hander. And a matter of seconds, Sasha Fassner is back in the fight for 14th place. Into mid curve, it was very dangerous behavior there for Longeberg, going a bit too reactive maybe, as the 17 is into the wall. That's Joao Cavaca for LK Motorsport Racing. Last lap it was well, okay, completely useless the last lap since Longeberg and Giro pitted at different times. It was an 8:10 for Giro, so not really a slow one, but he is in 15th place. And after Longeberg there are 8 seconds to reach Michael Frey, who is on a comeback run from 14th after what happened early on in the pits, and also a 5-second time penalty. But it's a big deal since he is in the battle for the championship title. And Van der Meer also into the wall somewhere. We'll see the yellow flag afterwards. As you can see here, Giro is very keen on making the pass count. Maybe there was even a tap between the two into Vance Captain 2. And now into Albert Vance, the second carousel. Not much lace between the two, only maybe a meter or so. As Caricas can't really get closer to Delfante. Last lap it was a 0.6.2 for Delfante to 6.3. So narrowly quicker. Here instead, Longeberg defends whatever can defend. But Pascal Giro is simply quicker and jumps ahead. So that's an initial position change, though you can see Longeberg went back into the slipstream, tried to respond to the offensive with a counter-offensive. There is no contact with Tiergarten, it's very dangerous, but Aston Martin will be ahead of the Ferrari. Yeah, still one after the other, as Giro still defends into turn 1 with the Ferrari really braking early. But as you can see here, there could be a chance for the Ferrari. Ooh, that's Longeberg going very wide into turn 2. And effectively, it doesn't really bring any danger to Giroud's place. In the meantime, let's see a couple of incidents. There was the number 15 yellow flags, the number 26 and number 17. Let's start with the number 17, since it's the first that happened. It's Joe Cavaca. Oh, he touched the grass. And not the wall. He still saved the car somehow. This is Ulke Vandimir. Into Franz Garten. Goes over the jump, breaks a bit too aggressively, goes into the gravel, and somehow even him saves the car. Although, you can see, lost the place. And then the number 26, let's see if it is an hat-trick, if 3 out of 3 save the car. Just into the uphill section, we are into the very same section, ironically. Oh, that's a bit too... no, that's a wall. Okay, never mind. That was prior to Franz Garten. Just scratch the wall, but... completely... save the car? Not really. So... well, it didn't crash. It didn't write off the chassis, so... definitely better than that. Because now we are with Pascal Giraud still, but... still Longeberg. That could throw an offensive. Only 20 minutes. Only... oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is huge. This is gargant. This is the worst news possible for Grantas Caracas. He crashed the car. He completely crashed the car. Look at the rear end. It's not there anymore. What happened to the number 2? This is a disaster. For the car that had... honestly, one of the best of it. Oh, he just lost the car on himself. Ah, he did that. Did that now the Phoenix. He went too wide. He went way too wide into Muskfeld. Yeah, that's a retirement. Grantas Caracas retired from the race. And I'm announcing it in the worst voice possible. It's just a DNF. Caracas DNFs from the race. That's also number 26 into the wall once again. And that's Michael Frey overtaking Mika Patush for 11th place. Let's see it again from the inside camera. Grantas Caracas DNF after an incident. It was massive. So yeah, it was a bit helped by his arrival. Probably understanding that it wasn't his fight. And Michael Frey's newest target is 12 seconds ahead. That's Kevin Bellick and Jan Buscher still ahead of him. And David Lindblom, who clearly made a mistake because he is now only a second in front of Buscher. So the new top 3 is now... no, the same top 3 actually. Still Casolino, Buffby and Delfante, but now in 4th place is Reno Ricci with Charcot. In his first Split 1 experience in 5th place. In one of the worst tracks in the world, if you want to be precise and to be fast while also being at the edge of the limit. And with the pressure building up, he is still in 5th. In the meantime, also Mika Patush is back in front of Michael Frey, who presumably went wide into the carousel. I think it is a DNF altogether because he completed 8 laps. Very likely it's going to be this one and then another 2. So out of 11, 8. Is it? No, wait. Want the exact value? It's 72%. It's very, very close, but it's not enough. I think it's going to be a complete DNF. It's going to be 0 points. Because he's out of the 75% mark. Unless it's 70, and I remembered wrongfully. Then yeah, it is a 0. So disaster for Canada's Carrera, who put in the most ambitious yet I won't say clean, because it's not what I'm searching for. Opportunistic, yeah, I was opportunistic. Most opportunistic yet audacious overtake. Because it was very narrow, the window in which he had to operate, not only in terms of space, but also in terms of time. He had to make a decision right there, in that moment, while being at the very tail end of the Nordschleife, while being in a battle. And then, that's a DNF. In the meantime, Ian Buescher overtakes David Lindblom and Kevin Bellick. Number 20 overtakes the car ahead, which is not Ian Buescher. In that moment, it was David Lindblom. As Michael Frey does the same with Mika Patush. And so Ian Buescher 8th place, Kevin Bellick 9th place, David Lindblom 10th place. Rambach has a 5-second time penalty. At the moment, the only car that could jump in front of him is Samir Foch. Ian Buescher still defends well against his rival. Although the Lamborghini has been staying there for the whole time. And doesn't seem to put forward the white flag. It doesn't really want to give up. So Buescher is in 8th place. He started the race in 11th, and Kevin Bellick he started the race in 12th. So effectively, Buescher has been ahead of Bellick for the whole race, and with only 15 minutes to go. And quite effectively 15 minutes to go, because if you consider a lap time is 8 minutes here, so 16 minutes for 2 laps, and the current lap time for Matteo Castellino is 1 minute and 40 seconds. Effectively, it is seconds away, maybe 15 seconds away from... yeah, it is exactly 15 seconds away from being 3 laps. But luckily for my voice, it's not. Honestly, it's been... I think you can hear it. I don't really have to hide myself. I don't want another lap. For once, I don't want another lap. As Marcel also overtook Jens Pludeman in the Porsche, number 27. As the time progressed, I didn't really mention something that has been happening for the whole time. Look at this gap. 2.5 seconds. Last lap for Del Fante was a 5.8, Bufby's last lap was a 6.6. Casolino is not a target anymore for nobody. It's pretty obvious at this point, as these drivers have to gain 4.5 seconds on a phenomenal driver from Italy, so that's out of the table. Del Fante, on the other hand, only has to gain 1.3 seconds per lap, which is a lot for these drivers. It is a lot, nevertheless. but it only takes a mistake to go from your lap time to 2 seconds plus your lap time. So it's going to be very, very thin margin in which if with a giant if we can remain in second place. Here in 8th place there is also a battle for position. Ian Busher has been gaining a tiny bit of time, maybe because Kevin Bellick has been distracted by the fact that Lindblom is behind him, applying pressure. Obviously Bellick can't really go full send anymore. He has to use his car also as a shield, not only as a sword. Last lap for these three was respectively 10.3 for Busher, 9.5 for Bellick actually, and a 12.2 for Lindblom, who right now is putting a lot of pressure on the cars ahead. He was ahead of them early on. Oh, there is a shower coming in 30 minutes, but the race will end in 10. So that won't happen. These drivers will not see rain, although I would have liked it, just to spice things up. It's also 9 PM, so the temperatures are slowly going down. They are getting colder and colder, the track is getting colder and colder, the air is getting obviously colder and colder, the tires are losing some pressure. Certain drivers have a way better time with colder temperatures. Some drivers really... Oh! Something happened to Mattia Max, the number 9. Yellow flag for him, but first we'll see if things change between Lindblom and Bellick, as I think Busher has a good defensive action against Bellick. Into the carousel they get, so let's go for a replay to see the number 9 and what happened to them. This is the replay for Mattia Max, just in front of Ülke van der Meer. Oh, just collided with the curb on the outside and lost the rear. No contact with the wall actually. He just struggled to get back on the correct racing line, which was the other way around. The gap between Delfante and Boop is now only a second, 0.8. So very little is needed in the last lap for an overtake to happen. After this, there will be the usual interview moment. This time it's only going to be one question. I'll be completely honest with you all. I can't go for much more, so for this one only time it's going to be only one question and 2 for the winners. For the winner, not the winners, only one for them. Or maybe I will go with 3 because I forget that I said this thing, very likely. But it will be the interview, so stay tuned with the after race for that. In the meantime, Kevin Bellick and Ian Busher are having the 9th lap together, but Bellick, maybe this time, this is the time. It has been a very, very long battle. Maybe this is the time where I can say, no, I cannot. And Busher goes back in front of Bellic, as if nothing ever happened. And so another lap will go through with Busher in front of Bellic, but only 25 kilometers remain. And so Bellic either throws the car and hopes for the best, or he will remain behind his rival. He has been able to draw the exact shape of the 296 in front of him for all of these laps. He took the minute in the Dottic code to put the little details, including the chassis number and that little, but quite evident if you stare at it for a whole race, damage on the diffuser. It's very little, it's a couple of millimeters, but you can clearly see in the drawing. So Bellic, now I'm joking, hopefully, like, probably you could be able to draw a car after an hour and a half behind it. There is still 23 kilometers left for him, so not everything is doomed for Bellic. Ironically, he has been behind Busher for all of 10 laps, but the second he had Lindblom in front, he overtook him instantly. Not even a time to see him, just, okay, bye, and went through. So, effectively this is the one of the closest battles on track, because there is this one here now. Elefante gained a 2nd.2, exactly what he needed in the last lap. On Josh Wolfby, he still needs another one. But I said earlier, he needs at least a 2.3 per lap. He arrived very, very close with 1.2. 1.4 is doable, I guess. I mean, once you get into the slipstream, it gets way easier. The limit is 6 tenths. So if you can gain those 4 tenths, there is a huge chance into the Dottic to get ahead of his rival. But in the meantime, let's also look at the situation here in position number 8, 9 and 10. So only 2 battles ongoing. Patush is behind Frey, but at this point only to follow him. I don't really think Frey will be able to get, well, obviously it's impossible that he gets into the Imbro unless the Honda becomes a pile of metal and carbon fiber. Although Patush may actually be able to jump in front of Frey if things go south for him. I can see. Look at this, Frey is just narrowly ahead of Patush. So Patush helped him. Maybe thinking, oh wait, he can get ahead, but now the 2 teammates are having a fight for position, with the Porsche ahead of Patush. So in any case, one of the race plays will be 11th and the other will be 12th, unless they crash each other out. Which is obviously a chance. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but who knows. And the question is going to be whether it's going to be Michael or Mika. Lindblom here very close to Bellic as he went into the grass just a few seconds ago, if you saw it. That was the Lambo going a bit too wide. At the same time, Eric Elefante finally catched Josh Wolfby for position as the fog arrived. Now only not even 4 minutes, 3 minutes and a half to go for these two. And now they are getting into one of the quickest parts of the circuit, into Kesselken. But Wolfby has a very quick car in a straight line. Elefante has it too, and he also has the slipstream, but there is no space available. And number 3 will remain in third with the number 1 still in 2nd place. Castorino now has a 10 seconds gap effectively rolling into the finish line in first. This lap could also be a very chill one for the Italian in the front of the pack. Let's see what happens here in 8th place, where David Lindblom is already targeting Kevin Bellick on the outside, where he defends. So the Honda will think about it. He goes on the left. Lindblom could have a chance here, with Bellick choosing the outside line, and that's Kevin Bellick losing a position on David Lindblom. With Ian Buescher now having another car to fight for position. This time it is David Lindblom in the Honda for Pixel Pilots. Ian Buescher still 8th. And even for them, 3 minutes to go. It's going to be very, very close between the two here, and among the 3 on the other side of the sector. Into Brunchen, then his curve. Afterwards, first Garten, little jump. This will happen right now. Right-hander, and Elefante is still behind, copying every single movement, but improving them, that's another thing to do. In dirty air, so it's not like he has much to play with, and with only 7 kilometers to go, as you saw from the 18th kilometer mark, the time is ticking. And not only that, but also the available opportunities are running out. Into Dottigehoe, it's the only chance available. Maybe Tiergarten if you're really, really brave, but realistically, the number 3 only has 1 shot. And it's this one here. Does he have a projectile in the chamber? And the answer is yes. He shoots it now, and he gets ahead of Boothby, who can answer because he is now behind the Italian in the slipstream. Can he get in second? And the answer is yes, he does. He goes on the right side of the car. It was clear that Boothby set a trap, and Elefante fell for it with both his shoes. Elefante is back in third. Tiergarten is next. No available space as Amedeo Castorino goes across the line to win the race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife in the KTT Pro Series with an 11 seconds gap on George Boothby, who remained in second. Elefante follows in third. And Jeffrey Miguel Rino Ricci will complete the race in 4th place. Yes, he is. He is in 4th. Following behind, it's Jakub Charcot, number 25. Top 5 for him. Great result for Charcot. Rambach arrives in 6th, but he is actually in 7th, where Samir Foch sits, and David Lindblom actually goes for a move into Tiergarten. It's very dangerous between the two. The Ferrari remains side by side between the two, and in some ways that's a Lamborghini getting ahead of at least David Lindblom, making it Buescher, Bellick, Lindblom at the line. Fantastic race between these two, and effectively among these 3 at one time. Michael Frey won the battle of teammates with the other race place car, the Ferrari number 21 in 12th, after starting in 18th. Pascal Giraud for Frey Racing is now in 13th after starting in 20th, as Van der Meer just set the overtake on Sascha Wasner. Tobias Longenberg for Calty Racing Team sits in 14th place. And that's 15th for now. It is 15th for Rieke Van der Meer. Sascha Wasner arrives short of it, 16th. And João Cavaca, that's another 20 seconds behind for Cavaca. As he now arrives at the checkered flag. TMX 13 seconds behind. Unfortunate race for him. He was involved in an incident very early on, and then the race didn't really improve for Max. We got Silverio in the number 22. That's 19th place for Silverio. But I mean the Lexus for LK Motorsport Racing. Marcel No will complete the race in 20th, with James Pludeman and Dennis Herzog completing the race in 21st and 22nd place. Some drivers are already ready for the interview. In the meantime, that we will wait for all the other cars. I think it's pretty much certain that Noah will be 20th, James Pludeman will arrive in 21st, and Dennis Herzog will arrive in 22nd. I will just wait for Marcel as Pludeman and Herzog still have respectively half a lap and an entire lap to go, so otherwise the interviews will be held at 23 o'clock, and that's Marcel over the line to complete the race in 20th place. So now let me just do something I always want to do. We just go into here, HUD, Serino. Can I have him somewhere close to the line? This one can work out. I wanted to start obviously with a third placed car, so it's a very nice. Oh boy. Okay, F7. We will start with the car arriving third, which is Eric Delfante here. Car number 3, the Italian. Is he already in the commentary box? The answer is yes, he is. So we'll start with him and throw him into here. So let's see. Welcome, Eric. Welcome in the commentary room.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. And you just arrived short of second place, and effectively, I would like to say that you kind of fell for the trap set up by your rival up ahead.
Sorry. You say?
I said that at the final moments when you were on the Dottige, you instantly overtook your rival, which is Josh Bubby. But I think it was a trap. Yeah, I think it was a trap for you, and I wanted to ask you if you fell for it or if you thought that something else was going to happen.
I think it was not possible to pass him because the Lexus is very, very fast from 56 gear, so I think also with the slipstream I to overtook him, so smart to move from him, but I think it was Pichu in any way.
After
Try
starting
my best, but just a bit short.
After starting in pole, I noticed that you kind of fell through the grid very early, and then you came back through the positions. Was there a reason, or you just didn't have the grip on the car?
I think just the starting position, because P1 here is on the outside, so I lost instantly P1 and also P2 to Frey. Then I did a small mistake at the end of the first lap, and I lost the position on the 2 Lexus. And then I tried to recover, and I think it was the best result I can do. Maybe if I was P2 at the first lap, I could stay with Medeo, but it was hard, very hard.
And finally, when you saw, it's not really a racing question, it's more like a curiosity of mine. When you saw the gap going from 6 to 5 to 4 to 2 to eventually a couple of times, did you think you had P2 in mind, or you always thought, okay, he is quicker anyway, so it's impossible?
I had always it in mind because I saw at the end of the first stint that I didn't have degradation and the Lexus did, so I tried my best. I was full focus, full push in the last laps, but I can say in the last hour, and yeah, just a bit short. If we had to do the small layout just one time, I think I could overtook him, because in the small layout I was like second faster than the others.
Okay, Thank you very much, Eric, for your time, and congratulations for the podium.
Thank you too. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See ya. So that was Eric Delfante for us in the commentary room that just gave us his ideas on okay, on the race. Let me just they nearly destroyed everything. Fantastic stuff from me. I forgot. Controller is connected through a cable. We will just move a couple of meters. Okay, well, it's a very okay. Let me just go here once again. Maybe it's better if I go here and then the tower, because I think the tower is okay. Yeah, definitely. We will go with the number 1, George Boothby, who arrived second. Welcome, George.
Hello!
Welcome in the commentary room once again. At this point, you basically have your own chair in which you can sit in. Welcome here, and quite a nice race. You managed to effectively have a battle with most of the top 5, and you arrived second.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. A lot of other people were like having incidents or making mistakes, or I don't even know, just stuff happening, and I just kept it clean, or as clean as I could. Jeffrey helped me a lot as well, which was really beneficial. We like bump drafted and stuff, and yeah, P2. So I'm really happy with that.
Did you plan that one? Because when I was seeing it, I was a bit confused. Did you plan the bump draft with Jeffrey Miguel?
No, I'm not in like a call with him. I'm not in like a anything like that. It's just like we know each other. We're good friends. Like on the track and off the track, we have a chat here and there. But I guess he thought maybe it was probably beneficial for us to just work together, since we're in the same car. We've got pretty much the same pace. So he just wanted to try and close the gap, and I wasn't going to say no.
Yeah, obviously, I always a good idea to accept some help. Another question I've got for you is that when you saw your rival behind you in the Honda, did you think there was a chance to lose in second, or were you calm on the fact that you were on a Lexus, or were you like, maybe something can happen?
I saw that he was actually in slipstream pretty quick, and I was worried that he'd be able to make a move. So I just thought, you know what, let's make it so he doesn't get my slipstream. And yeah, just let him go on the last straight, and then I got slipstream instead. And yeah, I managed to get the position back. So it was a bit cheeky, but I'll take it.
Yeah, the final bait was chef's kiss, honestly. The final bait was very, very nice, to be fair. Final question. Did you ever think there was a chance for first? Or were you like, okay, second is the best I can get?
Well, a bit of drama here, post-race drama, but apparently Castorino went over the line in qualifying after the timer had finished for his lap. So that's just what I've been told. That's just what I've been told. I know I'm snitching, but that's against. It's like a bug on this track where you can like set a lap even though the time has run out. So
I was correct.
Yeah, everyone's telling me in my chat that that's what he did. So I don't know what the penalty is, or if there's a penalty, it might just be a slap on the wrist. I don't know, but I'm just saying that it happened. So there's a chance. I don't know.
But to be fair, I said at the very end of the qualifying that he couldn't have made it on time, and I was a bit baffled. I'm starting to think maybe I was correct the whole time. Okay, that would be quite phenomenal. That you win the race because of a post-race penalty. It will be the peak drama in LFM. So, physically speaking, were you ever thinking that P1 could have been a chance? Physically speaking, let's take away the penalty for a second.
Nah, he was driving really well, and I guess classic excuse that my car just didn't have the tires, unfortunately. Lexus is quicker, but just didn't have the tires, so could keep up for one lap maybe, and then that was about it. So there was moments in the first stint he kept making mistakes, and I was like, ooh, maybe I've got the pace, maybe. But then when he started driving better, no, there was no chance. So it's a shame. You always want to have a shot at a win on track, but I just couldn't. I was pushing like crazy.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on your 1.5 position. Like, I have no idea at this point. First and a half, maybe 1.5, something like that.
Maybe
because I'm checking the penalty and still nothing. Let's see if maybe something changed. No, still nothing. So I honestly have no idea. I'm in the same boat as yours. I have no idea, and if that's the case, the next interview is going to be quite strange. Thank you for your time and for your whatever position. I give up at this point.
Cheers. Thank you, man. Thank you. Have a good one. Take care.
Thank you. Good evening. So that was George Booby, and as you heard, I have no idea who is the winner at this point. In the meantime, I will go with the effective winner in... Oh no. Well, I have to move physically myself. Really? I can't do anything. No. Give me the replay. I want to do this thing in a good manner. Okay, I just give up. Let me put Castorino here. Voila. So at least it's visible. And with the tower off, otherwise it's completely useless. Because I have got mine. Tower. Voila. So, Amedeo Castorino, the final one, the winner of the race. Welcome in the commentary booth. And yeah, congratulations on winning the race physically on track, because I've been told there is a pending possible investigation on your name, but physically you won on track, so we'll take that as a result. And congratulations on it.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, good evening to everyone. I don't know, investigation for what?
Apparently, I've been told that there is a pending investigation because you may have cut the line in qualifying, bringing you an advantage. That's what I've been told. I'm not Jari. I don't know anything about it, but that's what I've been told. So I'm not sure if the penalty, if it will ever be applied or if it will even count towards your position. But for now, we are first. We are keeping that result for ourselves. Congratulations on the win, and congratulations on your McLaren drive. That was phenomenal. You were simply quicker than anybody else. And was it because of your... was it because it was the Nordschleife, or was it because the car was set up perfectly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the setup was good, and yeah, I mean, the quali wasn't perfect because of fast grip, but yeah, on the race I managed to get P1 at the start, and then like I take advantage of the fight behind me, and pace was good, and yeah, I pulled it away and managed the whole race.
Championship speaking, this could help you a lot. Do you think there is a chance in the championship now that you win even this race, or do you think that maybe it's not really that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I should lead the championship now if I'm not wrong. So yeah, it's looking good.
And final question, effectively you didn't have any fight. So I can't really ask you about battles you had on track.
Yeah.
But something that I may want to ask you is, were you ever thinking that during the second stint, I saw a couple of drivers struggling, some going up into the grid because of a different maybe setup in the tires. Did you ever think that there was a chance your rival behind was able to effectively
Catch me.
reverse the gap, so effectively from 5 going to 0? Was there ever that thought, or was it not there?
I was thinking it a bit. after boot B was getting P2, I was checking the gap every time, but I saw that I was gaining a few tenths every lap, so I was a bit like, yeah, more confident from that moment because I saw that the gap was keep extending. I was just focused on don't do any mistake, which is pretty easy in this track, so I was just pushing, but like by doing my pace, so controlling the gap.
And final question, this is in regard of the championship, obviously. How much did you cheer the fact that your rival effectively set at 0?
Well, it's for sure it's good for my championship. I mean, it's never good when a rival made a mistake. I mean, for him especially. But it happens. Like it's his first mistake of the season, so it can happen. Like it can happen mid next race. So still have to be focused for the next rounds. And yeah, take this gift.
Yeah, effectively, it's championship speaking. You technically are first, even because the gap was only 45 points or so, something like that. Anyway, congratulations on your first place, and
thank you.
Celebrate the win. And on the next time that there is going to be the double race back, which don't know if you prefer it or not, but maybe a win will happen even there.
Well, they are funny, but I prefer normal races because it's like more, I don't know if it's an English word, meritocratic, but it's who would deserve to win in normal races. Like it happen more like in reverse grid, it's like something can happen and some weird stuff. So I prefer normal races, but I mean I take it.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you for your time and congratulations on your win.
Thank you. So have a nice evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye. That was your, as it stands, winner with pending investigation, not even penalty, pending investigation. And I'm trying to see if something came out during this time, but I can't really see anything. So maybe it was taken as an NFA. We will see. But in any case, I was Cristiano Romano. I'm really burning. My voice is demolished for the next 3 days. I was Cristiano Romano. Thank you for your time this evening for both races, if you follow them. And, well, have a good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Have a good night. Bye.